All right. We are live, I think. Hello.
What's happening, guys?
Richard Martin, Nightbot needs a girlfriend. It's a good idea. Hello, everybody. How are you? Let's do the mandatory mic check. Mic check.
Can you hear me over here?
The chat's not moving. And sorry about the music. I promise you music was playing.
Yeah, we could hear it here.
Yeah, damn OBS. OBS would not let it play. And I didn't want to stop the stream and start back over just for that. So I apologize, but it is selected properly. And I don't know why you could not hear it. I cannot see my little lights blinking up and down with the volume. So, yes, somebody said who was being punished.
Yeah, Terry T.
Yeah, y'all ain't going to like it anyway. I mean, you ain't going to like whatever we pick. Meow. So.
Look what I brought, guys.
Jesus Christ. Can I borrow one after use the other side maybe or something? Let's see who we got. There's Rough Girl, Jake from State Farm, Aniskia, Dennis, I'm back, Doc Holliday's in the house, K-Dubs, Amanda Kane, there she is, Terry T, Amber, Tilton Joy, Amanda, Carol Brown, Matthew, Tammy Rolls, Andrew, Amanda, Duncan, Corey, Daniel, Richard Martin, Runs with Squirrels.
He's trying to get it hype already.
Yeah, he's trying to. John Haymaker, Alyssa Banks, hello, Targaryen Ninja, now it's flying by, I can't see everybody. Jesus. Wireless Pony, there's a new name I didn't recognize. Jesse Knows, I saw Herb, Corey, B-Rye, Angie D, Jules, Elizabeth, Deb, Rod, Deborah, Ashley, hello, Randy Sumatsu, Marty.
Look here, we got two.
Living My Rhapsody, thank you, Living My Rhapsody, for becoming a Patreon. I saw the email right before we got started a few minutes ago. Cool. So thank you. Sent you a message there. So yes, hello, everyone. Hello. Riddick, I hear you. He's already scratching. Lala Gig, can you see that post? I know I got your message. I did post it on Patreon, so hopefully that's not an issue. We'll have to figure that out. Okay, so let's see. Let's first off, I guess we'll start with Con of Thrones.
Let's do it.
We're going. I think we're 99.9% sure?
Hell yes.
Something like that?
Yes.
So, I did reset.
If we don't, we're calling it bomb threats.
Yeah. Oh, no, you can't say that. We just got demonetized.
I didn't even think about that.
We just got demonetized. It's already demonetized, but now it's not going to be approved. Shit. Oh,
you guys tell YouTube I'm an idiot. I never even thought about that shit.
It's already demonetized anyway, so it's not like... And plus, we'll lose 10 subscribers tonight and tomorrow for this live stream. I promise you. I checked into my analytics. It will happen. So, yeah, anyway, we're going. And if you notice, I did reset. I'm just saying I reset because you got your little thing going on with GoFundMe.
Yes.
Because this is going to be a lot more expensive. I did reset the little Con of Thrones thing so I can leave this. Any Streamlabs stuff will go and stay in the Con of Thrones fund. But so, anyway, I did reset all that. So, we are going. I don't have any details on exact panels yet. As far as I know, I'm supposed to be 3 or 4 or 5 maybe.
That's
not
so
sure.
Cool. Yeah.
But I don't know exactly what times they are yet, and that's not been released. Celine, the OG mod, is up in the house.
What is happening,
Where
Celine?
have you been?
Good
Celine.
to see you back.
Anyway, good to see you, Celine. There's Proto Peach. Anyway, so yeah, I just want to throw that out there. We are going everything. We're working on the plan, and we'll let you guys know as soon as we hear about panels and all that good stuff. I guess they can hear us because we never really saw that response, or I didn't anyway. All right. Let's see. Carrie Nevis, hello. There's Jace Linderman, Terry T. Everybody, please subscribe if you hadn't already. If you're just logged in watching, subscribe. Make sure you're still subscribed.
Sarah Prophet says we're going to do a live stream from the con.
We want to.
We've talked about it.
We were talking about last year, but we wasn't sure. We had no time, and then we wasn't sure about the internet at the house and all that stuff, and it's damn sure not sure about the internet at the con. So we're trying to work out something. I will say this: we're trying to work out something to have a meet and greet at the con where we can possibly use a room where we have still microphones set up and all that. So we're no promises, but we're trying to get that to happen. Like it would be after like the last panel at 6 o'clock or whatever time.
Right.
So we're trying to get that going so we can use a room at the con. So we'll let you know as soon as we hear back on that stuff. So, and the dates, Alyssa?
25th through the 27th of May.
Yes.
Dallas, Texas.
That sounds right.
The reason I know is because the 27th is my birthday.
That's
the last day of
that's
con.
true. You would know that.
The star wants in.
Yeah. Hold on, Riddick. We're coming shortly. Anyway, all right. So I know we got some Patreon questions here. Let's grab those. And let's see what we got. Rough Girl, thank you, Rough Girl, on Patreon. What are the chances we see Sansa save someone's life? I like to see the wolf in her come out a little. Yeah, I would too. I don't know. I mean, I don't think we'll see it. I'm not saying that she wouldn't try.
Right.
I'm just saying I don't know. I don't know. They could though with her, arc the way they're going now, and she's more powerful.
That's what
or whatever.
I was just thinking.
Maybe she could rescue somebody or take something for somebody. I don't know. We'll see. But you can't have everybody doing it. We were talking about that last week. You can't have every single character doing some heroic act and dying like that or saving somebody. Some people are just going to run, and some people are just going to get stabbed by a random white, you know what I mean, or a whole group of them. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would like to see that. I would like to see her step up, but she's never had any experience with any kind of physical training and like Arya, you know what I mean? So we'll see. K-Dubs on Patreon. Thank you, K-Dubs. It seems Bloodraven did something to affect the past. What do you think he did? Also, if someone can't materialize in a Green Seer vision, how did the Night King grab Bran's arm? He wasn't imagining it, or wasn't imagining Ned or Willis hearing his voice? Okay, so Bloodraven, the first part, I do think Bloodraven may have kind of fucked with the Mad King a little bit. That's why he kind of learned, I think, that to not screw with things. He was trying to warn them before Bran was ever around to recruit.
Right.
And he was crazy or going crazy anyway, but he helped him along with the voices, burned them all. I do think that was his Bloodraven's doing. So that's the way I think he affected the past, or essentially affected, his own family getting rebelled against, essentially.
Right.
So I think that's what Bloodraven did. And yeah, as far as the Night King, I think they're connected in a different way, but I still don't think that Bran could go back in the past and materialize as somebody, as a person or himself, whatever.
Now,
so
when you throw in the burn them all,
yeah,
what would Bloodraven be saying? We were talking about maybe it could be the weirwood trees.
Yeah, it could be that, or it could be the Whites or White Walker. Just some kind of warning to the Mad King that when he saw something about to happen, or whenever they started working on their army,
burn them all.
But it could be, like we said,
could be the dead bodies,
the trees.
There's a lot of things that you might need to freaking burn.
Absolutely correct. So yeah, but it does fit into the gods, I think.
It does.
But yeah, I think as far as the visions, I think that's just that's kind of a different story. I think that's two Green Seers through weirwood.net. And it's not the same as Bran going back and other people being able to see him type of thing. Just my opinion. So yeah, it was actually real. The Night King has the power to see him because I think he is a Proto-Stark. There you go. So anyway, Mother of Dragon, thank you, Mother of Dragon, Raven tailing on Kyle Stalt. What do you think of this? Bran created the Three-Eyed Raven as a perpetual tool to maintain balance between fire and ice. He is the embodiment of the Three-Eyed Raven at points in time, and he is Brandon at other points in time. Interesting. I don't think that Bran would have created him, though, because we have a whole entire history on Brynden Rivers and who he was and how he became the Three-Eyed Raven, essentially. We don't know exactly how he was recruited, but we know he went to the wall and disappeared and then ended up in a tree. So I don't think that Bran did. I'm not buying the theory that Bran did everything type of thing. You know what I mean?
He's every Brandon.
That he's every Brandon necessarily. There's maybe some influence there, but like we were just talking about, I don't think he can be physically other people. He would have to. I don't know. I guess he would have to be the same guy, look the same. They were older. You know what I mean? How can you? I don't know. It's hard to say, but I don't think that he.
That's where I get fuzzy. If I'm being honest with you.
Yeah.
Because people can lay out all these cool points for that. And you're like, it does sound cool, but yeah, it just doesn't feel right. It kind of goes against my grain, like rubbing a cat backwards or something. You know?
Yeah, right.
It don't feel
or
right
shark
to
on the
me.
pier.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
You need to rub it snout to tail.
Right.
But I just don't. It's one of them that just don't feel right.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they're gonna. I don't think Germ's gonna overdo the time loop, time travel thing. That's too sci-fi ish. So anyway, just my opinion. Mike Colton, thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
On Patreon. You made your position clear on the God's Eye ending in the books. Your evidence is drawn heavily from the book, so I wonder what your current position is on the role of God's Eye on the show only. Are they going to ignore it completely? Is there a chance that the God's Eye will not feature in the show at all, even though it is expected to be in the books? If the endings are supposed to be similar, they could probably have a key differences too. No,
you had mentioned it could be maybe a cluster of trees or one tree.
Yeah,
or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think they do have time to introduce it. They have mentioned it obviously, but I think they have time to, with Brand and all the conversations Brand needs to have with John. I think they can still introduce the God's Eye and do it. But now I don't know if they will. But we said before that they can make, for example, the God's Eye or the heart tree in Winterfell, the important tree for the show.
Could be.
Where that's the one that's got to be destroyed, or it's a special one compared to the other ones around. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So something to do with Winterfell perhaps, or just another grove somewhere we don't know about. But if it seems to me if they're going to introduce a grove we wouldn't know about, they'd introduce the God's Eye or build on it.
Agreed.
So I could see them skipping it and it'd be something different that it is if it still took out the magic that supported the Night King in some way. So I was thinking possibly for the show, maybe since we're also familiar with Winterfell and the God's Eye or Heart Tree there, the God's Wood, I'm trying to say,
the God's Wood, yeah.
They could really do something with that, and it would mean something for show people.
Right.
So anyway, just an idea to do the same thing with a different tree, a different location.
Yeah, and the only reason, like you said, is that we have limited time.
Yes.
And how well could they set up that whole thing? But I agree with you. If they're going to set up that backstory and, to make us buy into that whole thing,
right,
then just go ahead and do it.
Just go ahead and do it where you're supposed to do it. Technically, we did see it. We saw the edge of the lake anyway.
Right.
We did not see the Isle of Faces, but we technically saw the lake at Harrenhal in Season 2. Carol Brown, thank you, Carol Brown, on Patreon. Here we go. Lord Smoke on the Screen, seer of theories. Ooh. Keeper of the live stream and protector of the chat, scribe of titles, and drinker of drops of sun.
Love
a
it.
question I pose of thee.
Love it.
Titles. Why does it seem the patterns seem to repeat in the realms of Westeros, yet they aren't learning from them? Will John share the knowledge he learned in the cave of Dragonstone with Sam Brand unearthed a clue to wipe out the Night King's army? Doesn't it seem strange that the pattern of children breaking the balance of nature, which brought winter, means that balance must be restored to defeat the Night King? Besides removing the dragonglass from his chest of the Night King, what else will restore nature? Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, but essentially I think that's what has to restore it, is to undo what they did. You know what I mean? If it was some kind of magical no-no by whatever higher authority or none, if they created the Night King, they have to undo him to restore the balance, if that's what caused it.
Right.
I think.
And if you're thinking of some kind of natural thing, that's like an environmental thing, maybe it could be something about, destroying the weirwoods at the God's Eye.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so that's true. It would undo. It kind of goes back to what we're saying. It would undo anything done through that magical process. Through that process, yeah. So, I mean, I think. But as far as what you're asking about John sharing the knowledge, I think he will. I think
so too.
I mean, Brand can go kind of see that and maybe even translate it somehow. Like we can go back and watch it being drawn.
Sure, yeah,
or something. I don't know. So perhaps that could happen where we get more of a detailed. I think we need the detailed history regardless of the first long night and why they are back in the first place. That we got to get that. Otherwise, they'll ruin the show. They'll ruin the show if they don't give us the reasons. LC Manny, I'm going to say it again. Thank you, Manny. Want to say it again, D&D are butchers. Here we go. Let me just say this really quick, Manny, and other anti-D&D people, which, believe me, I don't agree with everything they do. There are other writers. I'm just saying. They are in charge, yes, I guess the buck stops with them. But there are a lot of writers on the show. Anyway, just saying. After the show is over, no Howland Reed or God's Eye. Westeros is destroyed. People should go to Doran to drink and hook up with the sexy sand snakes. I guess you're saying Dorne. I thought you meant Doran Martell. Dorne is the only place in the world still living in basically Vegas. Yes, it is. So it would be a good place to go and see if it makes it that far. But Manny, if you don't help with the war, they could go that far. If it's not won,
that's true.
They'll go all the way. There's
That's
no
right.
reason for them not to. If their goal is just to simply destroy everything. So it is point taken. Point taken. And I could see them in the show skipping Howland Reed and the God's Eye, like we just mentioned, for sure. But they will be at the same destination. Lydia Quinn on Patreon. Thank you, Lydia. I've been thinking you're right about the bittersweet ending is more along the lines of losing magic, dragons, werewolves, direwolves, etc. But then what will become of Bran? Will he die and become part of the tree roots like Bloodraven? Either way, that seems to be more tragic and bittersweet to me. He already can't walk, and that was tragic enough. There will be deaths of several characters we care about, but you see Bran as a possible tragic character.
Lydia, you man, you're all over it as far as I'm concerned. I thought him being, paralyzed was tragic enough.
Yeah, and I mentioned a couple weeks ago anyway that because Magic's not keeping him alive, but he's so tied to werewood.net and kind of emo Bran now. If that magic's destroyed and magic stops or at least goes back to a low level because werewood.net's destroyed or whatever, it could make him Hodorish.
Oh, yeah.
He could go insane in some way and be stuck, maybe,
we mentioned that.
like a Hodor thing. Almost for a little payback, although I don't blame him personally, like it was something he meant to do. It was kind of for the fate of the world, but it was still like his fault, technically. So anyway, I think it's possible that Bran would be it's already tragic if you think about it. He's not, like he said, Bran Stark died in that cave. That's what Mira said, but he was like, not
That's
really.
right.
I'm not Lord Stark. I'm not Bran Stark anymore. I'm somebody else now. It's kind of tragic. He didn't choose the path. He was recruited and kind of had no choice. You will never walk again, but you will fly. So. Really quick, also thank you, D. Brown, for the donation on Streamlabs last week after the stream. I just want to say thank you. And she said, how different do you think things would be if Ned wasn't killed? Here's what I think. I think that if Ned wasn't killed, he's sent to the wall. If Joffrey didn't make this decision and they follow through with their promise to send him to the wall, that Varys wanted him to be a part of the Targaryen restoration. I think that's why Varys was so interested in him. So in the sense of the whole story, not a lot of difference. Because if he's just tucked away at the wall, he really can't affect politics, right? But when Dany comes over and Varys has all these arrangements made or whatever, she could relieve him from his Night's Watch duties or whatever, even though he probably wouldn't want to. Because once he made the oath, he's there for life. You know how Ned is. He's not going to leave to help, but then again, if he's if he was like around long enough for the whole ending here,
right,
he would do whatever he had to do to help save the world, obviously, regardless of a vow. Ned Stark does lie. Just saying.
I feel like if he was at the wall the same time as Jon wouldn't have fulfilled his destiny.
That is true. That is
he would have kept him from it, and tried to protect him and stuff.
That is certainly true. It could have affected Jon in a big way. Sorry, my phone is
politically, I agree.
Off.
It doesn't change the big scheme of things really at all.
Yeah, I don't think it would because he can't affect politics and all that stuff in Westeros up at the wall regardless. So, but yeah, it would definitely affect Jon. It'd been weird.
It would have been.
Think about it. Even though you hate to see, like that's what changed TV for a lot of people with Game of Thrones was they'll kill anybody. In the first season,
I was shocked.
Yeah, so it's. I
looked at you. I was like, "This is a dream sequence thing."
Like he's gonna wake up, right?
Yeah, this ain't right.
Big. The first big shocker. And everybody just had a theory, though, that he survived somehow. He warged or whatever. He's going to come back in a different body or in a raven or something or a wolf. All right, let's see what we got up here in the chat. Coach O'Shea. Let's see. That's a new name.
It is. I like it.
I reckon O'Shea Jackson. That's Ice Cube. That's what made me think of Ice Cube. Sorry. Coach OJ. Q&A, do you guys think Baby Sam has a big part in the end game when it comes to the Night King? I personally do not. I don't think that just because he's like 100 means anything necessarily. I think it's a nice even number. He's supposed to be the 100th son.
Yeah.
But we don't know like if all those survived previously. Like let's say the White Walker carries a baby up there every 2 weeks or whatever. Because Crasher has a lot of wives, and that's too much. But you know what I'm saying. Some of those are liable to die out in the snow before they get there, or when they're carrying them. I don't know.
Right.
So are all those kids White Walkers? Maybe not, because we've only seen 14 at one time, right? Not 99.
I'm still on the fence about Baby Sam. I'm still trying to wrap my head around my own theory there.
Yeah, it's hard. It is, because we did see a definite scene where the White Walker came after Baby Sam.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. But they were already active before Sam was even born, is what I'm saying. So, they wanted their sacrifice, but they were already coming south and building their army for whatever reason. So it wasn't Sam. Sam was not the original intent, is all I mean.
Sure.
So, yeah, as far as the end game, I don't think Baby Sam has a huge role. I think he was just kind of a side story, which helps Gilly get away from Craster and develop Sam's character as well.
Right.
I don't think Baby Sam, just because like he's a round number, a nice even number, whatever, is really anything in regards to the Night King wanting him for some special reason.
And I'm still on the fence there. I still feel like there's something to him.
Yeah, I mean, maybe so. Maybe there's some communication there we talked about being brothers.
Right.
You know, we talked with the communication thing. Herb Coswell, Q&A. First, I'd like to apologize for seeming attention hungry. Oh, that's okay, Herb. And secondly, do you think Theon could grab the Dorne armies on his way to get Yara? I think that would be a great idea, Herb, because we talked about before how dumb it is, you know, D&D.
That would make you happy.
You know, that you have this whole army in Dorne that got ignored because the leaders got killed. So there's one D&D thing that I hated, just to throw that out there. But yes, I think it would be great if Theon could save Yara and actually take over the Iron Fleet or something would be cool. And let them follow him instead of this asshole Euron, and he kind of regains his mojo as an Ironborn almost.
Very cool.
Yara would be queen or whatever. Hopefully she's not mute. Hopefully.
Yeah, God, no.
But I would love to see that, and then bring, like, Dorne's been kind of forgotten about, but all of a sudden they show up. You know, you see them come up in their yellow shit, you know, riding.
Dude. You'd love that.
I love it. It'd get a little redemption almost for, not for the whole Doran Martell storyline in the Sand Snakes, but I think it would make sense. It could work because they're still there.
Yeah, like you said, what are they doing? Just twiddling their thumbs, you know?
Yeah, well, they're just sitting out there with no leader. They just don't know what to do. Bullshit. They're too smart. They're the only kingdom that Aegon did not conquer.
Says a lot.
Runs with Squirrels with a super chat. Thank you, Runs with Squirrels. A Dragon Raised by Wolves, parts 1 through 5, Proto Stark. That's 2 drinks for everybody. Runs with Squirrels is trying to get y'all drunk on a Sunday night. That's 2 drinks. Drink up. Thank you, Runs with Squirrels.
Thank you.
Robert Green also with the super chat. Robert, thank you. I do not see your question, though. If you have one, please try to type that again or get it to a moderator, if you would. Melody Daniel also with the super chat Q&A. Thank you, Melody. If the direwolf names are essentially linked to their owner's fate, what do you think that means for Jon/Ghost? I think we saw that. It don't have to be a second time necessarily,
right?
But in the books, he's definitely going to be in Ghost while his body's re-upped or whatever by Melisandre. So I think that's kind of it. I don't see. I guess he could die again and ultimately be a ghost for forever. At some point he will anyway. But then you could say that like he could die of old age.
True.
So I think his death was basically the ghost name and it's also, and remember Bloodraven has control there too. Just saying.
I've got an idea.
No, you don't.
I do. I tell you, I think there might be a pottery wheel scene with him and Danny and Unchained Melody playing. And that's
some of these younger folks don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but I love that movie. And I had, that was that's an awesome movie. Patrick Swayze.
I love Ghost, man.
Yes, yeah, that was a great movie. One of Mama Smokescreen's favorite movies too. Let's see. Runs with Squirrels. Thank you again. Super chat Q&A. What is Jamie's end game? Anything spectacular? Killing Cersei.
And that is spectacular.
It is
in this story.
Because he's going to redeem himself fully, kill Cersei, his own family, the Kinslayer. He's going to own all these titles that people have given him, but they've never understood the reasoning. Like Ned, that's one thing I don't like Ned for. I don't like Ned for asking Jamie, why were you sitting on the Iron Throne? Just curious. Oh, yeah. And Jamie could go, well, I mean, here's what happened. This is what the Mad King was going to do. He told me to kill my own father. What am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to protect him. I'm supposed to kill my father.
Right.
But I'm also sworn to protect. I mean, all these vows.
That was a missed opportunity for Ned.
It was. And so he lost respect by Ned, and then therefore he kind of started becoming an asshole about the whole damn thing. So I know in the books Jamie has dreams of a red sword and people, but you can't, people relate him to Azor Ahai and all that stuff, and the prince that was promised, some a prophetic hero. But again, I think anybody can almost fit that. I think anybody can almost fit that and make it work with the salt and smoke and the all that kind of stuff. Red sword, those types of things. But I think the whole idea is John and Danny are kind of it. Danny fits it literally.
Yes.
John very figuratively, different in the show and books, obviously. But other people can fit that figuratively as well. So it's all about people working together, and him started Stark and Lannister like this, and it's going to end Stark and Lannister like this. You know what I mean? That's my idea for his ending anyway. To kind of bring be the one to go up there, apologize to House Stark on behalf of the House Lannister.
Absolutely.
And get those people back on the same page, except for Cersei, of course. You gotta take her out. Let's see. Huanani Martin, I think. Am I reading that right? I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that. Thank you for the super chat. No question, just supporting the channel. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And also Runs with Squirrels again. Thank you. Another super chat. Q&A. What's Jamie's endgame? Oh, that was the same one. It was okay. I'm sorry. Sorry, Runs with Squirrels. I saw you repeated that. Sorry about that.
Thank you.
I hate you did 2 super chats there for that. But thank you. Appreciate it. But yeah, I just don't see a big other than him. He's going to go out. I think he has to die, and Brienne's going to fill in the page. You know what I mean? But he's going to die, and he's one of the characters that will have a big moment.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Everybody can't, but I think he certainly will.
Have a couple, I think. With Brienne.
Yeah, I mean, I think he'll be.
One with Brienne.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's not going to be important to the end game. I think he will be important in the battle itself, but not be like he's the surprise hero who actually solves the riddle,
right?
And defeats the White. You know what I mean?
Those,
So yeah, he will be involved. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that at all. So. But yeah, prophecy's a weird thing. It can come off in different ways, or not at all. All right, let's see here what we got.
Jesse knows right there says, and yes, the prophecies could end up meaning shit. That's how the Mists of Avalon kind of went. None of the prophecies mattered in the end, and you've said that several times.
Right. I mean, right now
people try to prophecy shape or almost.
Yeah, they try to, and it's a logical thing to do. You try to build theories based off of them, and there's some things that do happen metaphorically, but will it have a direct impact necessarily as far as like some saving the world thing? Maybe,
right?
Maybe not.
It could and it couldn't.
But I do think it just kind of. The main ones being Azor Ahai, the Prince was promised, the last hero. They're all separate. Are they the same? Those questions. It does come down to John, Danny, obviously the main characters, parallel and all that stuff. But it's not going to be an exact thing where you can just like read it and that's how it ends type of thing.
Right.
It's just not the way it is. So yeah, they could absolutely be be crap. Just like Nisa Nisa. I'm going to do a separate video, I think, on Nisa Nisa thing. Because they brought it up last week. They asked, does there have to be a Nisa Nisa 2.0? No, there does not have to be a sword shoved through somebody's heart to make a magical sword that glows red or lights up on fire. I mean, I will say this. I did think about this randomly the other day, right? Our end game thing is like, what if the Night King has to get the thing pulled out of his chest and regular Valyrian steel doesn't work, dragon glass doesn't work. Maybe you do need a magical sword to cut him alone.
True. So
yeah, I mean it's there, it's possible, but do I think it's absolutely possible and going to happen with a flaming sword? No, I think, just personal opinion, that the whole thing was about Valyrian steel as opposed to an actual flaming sword. We see Beric with an actual flaming sword. His blood lights on fire in the show.
Yeah.
In the books, it's wildfire.
Okay.
That's a magical substance too.
Yeah.
So why not just grab a regular sword and throw some wildfire on it like Beric, and there's your Lightbringer.
What's the last hero story that was so cold?
The last hero, his sword broke
from the cold.
It said from using it.
Oh, okay.
So does that mean he hit a White Walker and it broke, just like every other sword we've seen? It wasn't very magical, and it damn sure wasn't on fire and flaming.
Right.
In Valyrian steel, because we saw what Valyrian steel does. So yeah, I mean it's a different tale that makes you question the sword thing, right? I don't know. One says the sword's magical. One says the sword don't mean anything.
That's crazy.
That's basically what it said.
That's true.
So anyway, let's see here. What we got.
Put that in your video.
Yeah, that was the video right there. I'm just gonna cut that out. That's all I need to really say. Let's see. Diane Harris. In the end, they all lived happily ever after in the Eye of a Blue-Eyed Giant. Yes, I would be so mad if that actually happened. Well, I don't know. As long as it's still an actual place that everything happened,
right?
I guess it really doesn't matter
if it's microscopic,
if it's in a bag of marbles or not, or an eyeball. All right, let's see here. Mamma Mia, thank you, Mamma Mia. Another super mod here.
Wow, look at Carol Brown.
Oh, thank you, Carol Brown.
She's
reposting the links there for con support.
Yeah.
But Mamma Mia has a question from Amber Tilton Q&A. What if the Mad King was saying beyond the wall instead of burn them all?
Ooh.
When like Cold the Door got scrambled.
Damn,
that's a good idea.
Nobody said that before.
That's a good idea. Beyond the wall, burn them all. Beyond the wall. I'm trying to, because you saw that in the show anyway. It is kind of clear when he says burn them all.
Yeah.
But no, that's interesting. It is interesting. That's kind of cool.
Because everybody was all like, wow, hold the door.
Yeah.
That's what he was saying.
Yeah, and did you know somebody, I can't remember who, it was somebody in a forum guessed that like 15 years ago, that hold the door was Hodor.
That's crazy.
And there, I don't know if he even found out if he was right or not, whoever it was. I can't remember where that was. Celine has a question. Celine, Supermod is back tonight. Do I need magical sword for this? Question from Living My Rhapsody. What do you think about Tyrion being a narrator because of his love for books as opposed to Sam being the narrator at the end? Interesting.
Yeah, everybody's pretty much got Sam in that role.
Yeah, that is true. That's the first I've heard that Tyrion could well, maybe. I don't know if that's the first I've heard of. I've heard about everything, I think. But that's a good idea. But the question still remains, is there going to be a narrator? Do we need a narrator? You know what I mean? I don't know. I think it would be fine as long as, like I said before, that, it all actually happened. It's not some dream or, Bran wakes up and whatever. It's as long as it actually happened, I'm fine with that. I think that'd be cool. Him sitting around drinking Imps Delight, and he's reading from a book that maybe Sam the Archmaester wrote.
Maybe he wrote it. Yes.
Yeah. So maybe Sam wrote it,
and
Tyrion's reading it to somebody, and maybe I don't know,
and
his child.
Yeah.
Him and Sansa's child.
This is exactly how it happened. I could hear him saying it.
Yeah, I could see it, and finishing that damn joke too. By the way,
good one, Living My Rhapsody. Good one.
Absolutely. All right, let's see what we got here. Let me refresh this really quick. It should be autofilling, but it's not. See, I knew it wasn't. I knew it was weird. Let's see. All right. Alyssa Banks on Patreon. Thank you, Alyssa.
Thank you.
What are the creatures of the Army of the Dead in the world of God that we could expect to see in the next season? Please describe. We could see ice spiders as big as hounds. We could see undead mammoths. Obviously, we're going to see a couple giants at least, a couple. Maybe off in the distance. I don't know if they got a bigger budget. We'll probably see one in battle up close or something. I'm sure.
That.
Dragon,
love it.
Dragon burns him or bites him in half or something. I don't know. But yeah, I would love to see undead dire wolves and regular wolves, and you have again the main thing I think that people want is ice spiders as big as hounds.
Yes,
that's the big thing. Grumpkins and snarks and all. That's really the extent of what you hear about. Beyond the wall, snow owls and ravens, and I mean, there's
cool.
Those are book things that you could see. But yeah, just imagine any of those creatures and then take away and put blue eyes on them and some skin, and some bone showing. that's kind of what you got, right?
That's why I keep saying, if you'll notice, I always say I want the Golden Company to have the elephants.
Yes, yeah.
Because I want to see an
elephant die
and a mammoth. Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, an elephant die and they come back.
Raise that some bitch right up.
Yeah, no shit. That'd be kind of cool.
But yeah, I was thinking mammoth versus those elephants. That would be cool. I do want to see some, undead giants.
Yeah, I mean, you also have in the books you have a shadow cat that they're all mentioned a lot, quite often in the books as far as up north. But it would be just think about all those type of animals undead. That would be cool to see marching along and being part of the fight, which is why I want to see Bran, Warg, the whole damn wolf pack in the show, and maybe Arya and Bran and everybody at once in the books. Warg, their wolves, and whatever followed. But you got the same wolf pack and run around the Riverlands in the book, so that would be really cool. Animals get involved. Cap the Goat on Patreon. Thank you, Cap. The Night's Watch Oath speaks of walls, plural. What if the first wall or defense was generated by magic of the Werewood Cave? What if that's the pact? They were supposed to supply sacrifices to Werewood Cave, but the North forgot. Brendan Rivers had power in his blood. He was kind of one of the first Ice and Fire babies, and I think Craster's another version of that. Let's see here. Maybe his powers were waning. In the Got prologue, it says the wall was weeping or the magic was slipping. Bran was supposed to take Bloodraven's place, but he broke the spell. Brendan probably wasn't the first. As his powers were weakening, the White Walkers were getting stronger. Maybe that's what sent him north of the wall and was holding them there. Interesting, yeah. The walls, though, it makes me wonder, makes me always think when I hear about another wall is in Essos, the Five Forts above Yi Ti. That's a book thing, not in the show at all, but it makes you wonder the way it's positioned. If you ever look at a map of Essos, check that out and look at the way it's positioned. It's almost like up here in Westeros, you have the wall, and then all this Lands of Always Winter, right? Mm-hmm. It's kind of blocked off. And then in Essos, you have the Five Forts, and then kind of nothingness over there too. And remember, all the tales, the legends and stuff come from Essos anyway. The Azor Ahai prophecy, Nisa Nisa. Only the last hero is a local legend.
True that.
So think about the possibility of the first Long Night affecting the whole world in Essos as well is what makes me think about that. So was there some version of another wall, or well, it's Five Forts again, but some kind of guardians there like the Night's Watch or something? Makes you wonder. You don't really know. But yeah, I mean, I definitely think there's something to, we've said it many times, werewoods are powered by blood, absolutely. How that works exactly, we'll probably never know. But I don't know. It's hard to say what you're asking about Blood Raven. I'm trying to see exactly what you're asking. You're saying Brendan wasn't the first. I don't think it was the first Greenseer, no. But you're saying he was losing his magic. I don't know. See, that's the thing. Magic was waning, right, apparently, but it started coming back. But I think the timing of that is with the White Walkers coming back. Mm-hmm. So it's almost like people say that dragons help magic. No, it was already coming back, and the dragons helped, I think, kind of boost it.
Sure.
Being a magical thing. But the White Walkers also started being active again for whatever the reason is, and then you're starting to hear about magic getting powerful again or stronger. So could it be just something like blood spilled from Robert's Rebellion? I said that before. Maybe that reawakened some of the werewood stuff in the South, because you do have a lot of werewoods in the South that people don't remember, a few here and there scattered, left over from after they were chopped and burned, right? So as blood kept getting spilled in Westeros with all these wars, werewood.net gets a reboot. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense.
Yeah. You guys get to watch me learn right on the spot, like always. All right, so just a question here. Blood Raven was Brendan Rivers was ranging and never came back, right?
Correct.
Just like Benjen.
Yep. Basically, yep.
All right. What happened to him, Brendan?
That's what you don't know.
So, do you think, in fact, that it was similar to what happened with Bran? That maybe he saw a three-eyed raven and he followed it?
I absolutely do. I absolutely think that he went knowing he was after the children. He was going to the children. Yeah. Because he had the green. He was a green seer.
Somebody was calling him, and
he had the ability ever since he was born. He had red eyes. That was the whole thing. Right. He was marked with red or green eyes as a green seer or a warg or whatever. So he had those abilities. If you look back at the Dunk and Egg stuff, he ruled with sorcery. Everybody believed, and he's probably true. As hand of the king. So I absolutely believe he was called. I don't know if he knew what he was getting into. Nobody really does. Maybe we'll find that out. But yeah, I think it was absolutely knew he was going to find the children of the Force.
So he probably started having dreams while he was at the wall.
Yeah, probably. Or even long before that, who knows? Maybe that's why he went anyway.
That's right.
Maybe that's what made him, kill Blackfire.
Dude. Yeah, that's getting deep right there.
Yeah, it very well could be, but I do think for sure whether he knew what was going to happen or just was just curious, he left on that ranging, in my opinion, and knew he was going to find the children for whatever reason. It wasn't like he just went on a ranging and something happened to him, or he stumbled across
him and Maester Aemon win at the same time.
Yes, to the wall. Yep, absolutely. All right, B. Rye on Patreon. Thank you, B. Rye. Q&A. Aye. Chris and James. Which enemy do you think will be defeated first? Humans, Cersei and Euron, or the Army of the Dead? I think, I know it would be a little backwards and a little different if Cersei was the last foe, or Euron, but I still think that it kind of has to be, it's almost going to be simultaneous, but I think Cersei's got to be gone a little bit before the Night King, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Because that you have so much build-up to the White Walkers. You kind of got to end with that, I think. Right. I don't know.
How shocked would you be if Cersei, kind of found herself at the end, and she's the missing link that helps them defeat? I mean, not her personally, but her and her resources.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how I'd feel about it. I think it would be. Dude. It sounds kind of cool, but at the same time, weird. At the same time, everybody can't be redeemed. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's kind of like
could. I mean, it'd be just a perfect ending.
Yeah,
but,
well, right. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, they could. Yes, but no. Would it be a good story?
Because you're faced with that shit. I mean, what they're about to see is just beyond anything.
That's true, but I don't know. They could make it simultaneous. But I will say that we've said before they have to fall back and go to King's Landing. So, is he still alive or killed first?
I'll have Euron redeemed before this is over. Don't worry.
Euron's going, no, he's out. He's out. He's going to, I don't know, he may get his wish and become this god of ice or something, some way. We'll see. But let's see what we got.
Hey, we're getting close to 400 people here, brother. That's exciting.
Damn, on a random Sunday night. Yeah. That's very cool. It's too bad we'll lose 10 subscribers tonight and tomorrow.
Yeah, we were looking at that. That's weird.
I want everybody to know just to quit. I didn't put out a video this week as a little test, and I apologize. I'm going to start a new little series here, so I'll talk about it later. But I didn't put out any videos this week to see what happened, and now it's like every day there's been 10, 12 subs, just out of curiosity. But when I put out on the live stream days, I will lose 20 subs in 2 days at least. Guaranteed. It makes no sense. Anyway, sorry, I won't bitch about YouTube. D. Brown says, thank you, D.
Thank you.
On Patreon, after reading the first book, I was puzzled as to why Ned's death was in Arya's chapter. What could that mean? Why her and not from his POV?
Dude.
I think that's a great question, but if you
Yeah.
think about it, it has to be from somebody else's so you can understand their feeling.
Okay.
Because, right, if it's Ned's, he's just walking up thinking, okay, I'm gonna do what I do to protect my kids. I'm gonna lie again,
Yeah.
and then
Right.
shit, he screwed me over. Okay, and he says a prayer to the old gods, and
Good point.
he's out.
Right.
So you have to see it from somebody else's eyes. The horrifying thing you're about, especially from Arya's,
Ooh,
the youngest
worst,
daughter.
yes.
That's why it's important to use Arya there, because she's watching the worst thing that could possibly happen to a little girl at that point in her life.
Yeah.
Watching her father beheaded. And Sansa too. Sansa's there.
I was going to say that too. Yep.
But Arya being the youngest, obviously,
And
big
yes.
hitting moment from that point of view.
Her point of view would have been way better than Sansa's point of view for that.
Yeah, I mean, Sansa was up there screaming,
Right.
and Arya right out there watching, could
Had
see
to keep
everything.
her mouth shut.
Yeah, she couldn't.
Oh.
She couldn't do much up there. So anyway, that's my take on it. I just don't think. I think if you're, although it would be interesting to know the thoughts of a man who's about to die, but I don't know if they're. What's going through your head? Everything in the world. I don't know if you could even speak. I don't know. So anyway, but I think it's important to get that outsider, POV from what's happening up there on the stage, so to speak. Let's see here. Randy Suimatsu on Patreon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks to the story of smoke and dust for getting us through the long night. Do you think Baby Sam has any significance being Craster's only un-White Walker son? We just kind of got this earlier. Maybe he needs to be turned, if not the show in the books. He is the last in that line if Craster's DNA had any special significance as far as White Walkers go.
You touched
Again-
on Craster kind of.
I did, and I have
special.
a separate video on Craster you guys can check out if you're interested. Is about and I named it The Other Parents that people forget about. I think that's on the thumbnail. The Other Parents, the Other Secret Parents, the other Secret Parents. That is kind of a big thing, because what causes him to be able to make a pact, so to speak,
Right.
with the Night King and give up his sons. It goes back to the Night King being created in the first place. Obviously, I think it's Proto Stark. Just saying. So if Benjen is another Cold Hands, another example.
Yeah.
The other Cold, we'll see if Cold Hands in the books end up being somebody else. Supposedly he is. Probably another Stark. But I think Craster has to be important. His blood has to be kind of special. And a lot of people think that Bloodraven is his father,
I know.
because it was said to be a Night's Watch Ranger and his mother was wilding from White Tree.
Yeah.
So who said Bloodraven didn't go on? Because he was LC for a while. He went on many rangings before he disappeared. If you got a pretty girl up in White Tree, you want to visit on occasion. I don't see why not. The timeline kind of fits.
It does.
Crasher's kind of at the end of his life, around 57, 60-ish, whatever in the books. Bloodraven's 120, so it works.
And Bloodraven had that almost. He was like a near miss of a John.
He was Bloodraven himself, so that would follow up into Craster, of course, and then any wildling's going to have first man blood, so you got a double whammy there.
Bam, yeah.
So that makes him special as far as his blood, but I don't. Again, it goes back to what we were saying. In Baby Sam in the books is different. Now remember, there's a baby swap that John has Monster, which is Mance Raider's son, or they don't. Well, Baby Sam doesn't have a name in the books. He's called Monster because the wildlings call him a monster because they know the deal with Craster.
I see.
So, but you also have another baby, Mance Raider's baby, involved, and Melisandre wants to kill a kid up there, so John has them switched so Gilly can take Mance's son, and there's a bunch of other stuff going on. But again, I just don't think from the point of view of him being the 100th sacrifice or whatever, it really matters. Otherwise, we should see 99 White Walkers before any of them's killed. The first one killed by Sam, and we see 13, including the Night King, that magical coven of 13,
yeah,
right?
we stopped and counted.
There should be
them many
90,
times.
99 plus the Night King, right? I guess, if they're all made it. So again, does they have to be turned? I don't know. Do they want it to be turned? Sure. But is that their ultimate goal? No, because they were already active. But anyway, yeah, check out the idea. I had some ideas on the other secret parents in that video, that separate video. I don't have a link for it right here. I should put it in the chat. But well, it talks a little bit more about Craster and his line, and some possibilities there. Valyrian, Stark, or I should say Valyrian First Men in those days, whatever. So maybe there's definitely something to that for sure.
Somebody says, John Haymaker says 99 babies, but baby Sam ain't one.
That's right. Let's see. K-Dubs saying, can we get an auto-tuned Riddick singing the Game of Thrones theme as the pre-stream music? I mean,
do it.
I mean, no music is pretty rough. Also, do you think John will be wielding Dome?
Son of a bitch. That's the next T-shirt.
It is. Hashtag Dome. That's going to happen. Yeah, John will be wielding Dawn. Dome is a Don deal. Dorn. Oh, I'm sorry. Dane Dorn. You fucker. Yeah.
No, Dane Dome.
Oh, Dome. I thought it said Dorn. I'm sorry. My eyesight's not great anymore.
Dane
Dome. See? Can you not hear that difference? Dane, Dome. No.
You did it back. You did it out of order that time.
I said Dome. Y'all got me fucked up now. Oh, damn. Dane, Don. That's what they want us to say, right?
I know. I can't.
Dome.
It sounds like fingernails on a chalkboard when you say that.
It does.
Now, if somebody else that actually naturally talked that way said it wouldn't sound so
probably,
awkward.
Yeah. But me trying to say it, no. Yeah, I'll try to get Riddick to sing the whole song and auto-tune it. I don't know. He'll probably be a little off pitch, but he can sing. He can sing. But yeah,
and he can catch a football. I want y'all to see that.
Oh yeah, we're gonna record that. I'm gonna try to get that on something.
Chris will snap the ball. He'll say "Hi," and he'll go out for a pass, and Chris will throw it. and He'll catch it.
Yeah, awesome. he's leaping. He could go out for the Panthers this year. Actually, probably do pretty damn good compared to. Anyway, so yeah, and the music again, K-Dubs. That was not intentional. I wasn't trying to punish anybody for y'all making fun of the cat music and shit. But it would just it did not play, and we'll see if it does during the break here. LC, Manny, thank you. Chris, have to say thank you for introducing me to Ozzy. I'm a big Mexican news fan. Oh yes, I bet you are. I usually hate the news, but Mexican news is sexy. It absolutely is, and that's a hilarious video. And he did an update on that too. I guess you've seen them both there.
Yeah.
Annette Garcia, is that her name?
I don't know.
I believe that's it. Yeah, she is outstanding.
Bam!
Michael Smith on Patreon. Do you think by the end of the series, Jon will wear the Targaryen jacket that both Viserys and Rhaegar wore after he has accepted his Targaryen heritage? That's interesting. I don't know. I've always... I know that at some point he will accept it. He will have to. Mm-hmm. But I don't think he'll ever take... I don't know. Unless he's forced to be king or something... Or whatever before, I think there will be some changes. There won't be a throne. But if he's accepted, if he has to accept some ruling position, I don't think he's going to go by Aegon. I mean, I guess, other people may call him that once they find out. Man. But he's not going to change. He's going to go by Jon. I don't know. He may accept it. I don't know if he'll fully accept it and wear it and like turn his back and not wear Stark shit.
I can't imagine.
I can see it to where he would like keep it, treasure it maybe. Once he learns of how his father was and how good of a guy he was,
yeah, man.
That type of thing. But I could see almost if he does, do some leadership thing, whether it's king or whatever, that almost like you saw Joffrey, he had a lot of Baratheon and Lannister stuff sewn together in one sigil.
No, that's neat, dude.
Which kind of comes into people think that the houses go extinct and they just rename it Starkarian, or some shit like that, which is possible. They could actually do it. Merge them into one, Ice and Fire, and then there's your new house. So very cool thinking. I don't know. Lala Gig, there, she found it. Okay, she found the post. So I'm wondering how many innings there will be in GOT. Lord of the Rings had many End of the Ring, Crowning of Aragon, many parting, cleansing of the Shire, departure of Frodo and the High Elves. So how many innings for GOT you're saying in comparison to Lord of the Rings? Yeah, I mean, there's going to be the end of magic, I think, or some at least back to a low level or something. You're going to have the end of many characters physically. You're going to have the end of the... way of life in a sense. They're going to have to change things. Feudalism's out the door at some point. Again, it won't be overnight, but it'll be It'll change.
Yeah.
You're going to have the end of some of these houses.
House start. That's what I was going to say.
As we know it. Maybe even locations that, I don't know. There's going to be a lot of things that end and have to change. They have to break the wheel. So I do think there will be, in comparison to some of those things from Lord of the Rings, a lot of changes like that. I think that's where he's pulling it from as far as the bittersweet thing. I will say this: bittersweet doesn't have to mean, as far as the bitter portion of that everybody has to die. Mm-hmm. They're changed.
Yeah,
that's very, very in line with Lord of the Rings. Frodo leaves because he's changed. It's not that he died and he's sad death and remember Frodo. He's a different person, almost like Bran.
Yeah,
Bran's an example of another ending type thing.
It is. He really is.
So I think it will definitely line up in a similar way. So thank you, Lala. I'm glad you found the post or it worked or whatever on Patreon. Let's see. Mother of Dragon. I saw the first. Not to rub your cat backwards, but I'm interested. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. My head just...
That's funny.
But I'm interested in your thoughts about religions of Got. And Got, Catelyn, she is thinking about Ned and how he has the blood of the first men and gods of the old ones, the nameless, faceless gods of the greenwood, and they shared with the vanished children of the forest. Nameless, faceless. Interesting. Talk amongst yourselves. Actually mentioned this. And I mentioned this really briefly in Dragon 5, because if you look at the little Arya chapter in Bravos, and she needs to find the many-faced god.
Yes.
Where's it at? It's in an aisle at the center of all these other religious things around it, but the House of Black and White.
When you pointed that out to me, dude, that really,
in the center of an aisle. Yeah, I mean, you're talking about, I have separate videos on religions and why I don't think there are actual gods and all that stuff, but it talked about some of the religions. Those are separate videos. Again, I don't have the links right here, but one is Religions in Westeros. One, I think, is Are There Gods or something. I don't remember the titles now. They're older. But I do go into those more in depth, but... what it boils down to me is the old gods are green seers. They are green seers.
Right.
Now, I think that the children, as a society back in the day, and first men, certainly believed in higher powers given to them by some god.
Of course.
But we know it as werewood.net being the source, as that was what I'm saying.
And you think, I mean, if you're susceptible, to believing in that type of stuff, and next thing you know, you're hearing voices, you're seeing visions and flames,
Exactly.
You're going to buy hook, line, and sinker.
Absolutely. So yeah, I mean, but Catelyn, and that's the chapter that we scoured through.
It is,
and when the Order of the Greenmen's first mentioned, she's thinking about how she's a totally from the South, and these Northerners are different people compared to down there, and there's a faith of the Seven, and that's the idea, is showing you this big, this huge difference between the North and the rest of the Seven Kingdoms.
Yeah, that's a great chapter.
So it's really, I think, where a lot of these little clues were planted in there with the prologue and Bran 1 and Catelyn 1 and all that stuff. So yeah, we do talk about that, and that's where a lot of this stuff comes from in Dragon Part 5. Game over is on the thumbnail, how it ends, whatever, the recent in-game video.
Excuse me.
Michael Smith, thank you, Michael. Could the new red sword of the heroes be Oathkeeper or Widow's Wail, as in the books there are blades described as crimson red? I mean, certainly could. I think, Heartsbane could be it. Longclaw could be. I think any red sword could be that, because I think that the Sword of Heroes is. It's a Valyrian steel sword. You know what I mean? So I don't know if it matters which one it is, or if it matters who's actually wielding it, or either one. So it's certainly possible. I think the names are interesting, though.
I do too.
As far as Heartsbane and...
this makes me think. I mean, is there too much... And this is nothing personal. I'm just saying, is there too much emphasis put on the names of everything meaning something and having some ultimate meaning.
No, it could be just cool names.
That's what
It
that's what I'm
absolutely
wondering.
could absolutely just be cool
Did
names.
George R. R. Martin literally like put together this jigsaw puzzle of a story that where you have to go pick a word here and there and like
Well, I will say
that
that, like, let's say for example, because I'm involved in a writing project, so I've got things going on like that. But I will say, let's say that, and you know how like you've seen some of the stuff I've written.
Oh yes,
and I have some placeholders right now because I don't have my naming convention exactly the way I want it.
Right.
So let's say that he wrote all this and even got the first couple books done or one and got it done and ready to publish, but he went back and said, wait a minute, now I've thought of this stuff, and he had placeholders. Maybe he changed those before publishing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To fit that he came up with later. So yeah, I think it's certainly possible. They're just cool names.
Ask is because, you know, like I'm going into this like a virgin. I mean, I've never read
Like a virgin.
I've never read any kind of big fantasy, you know.
Right.
Yeah. You know, where there's multiple volumes. You know what I'm saying? This is like, is that the way they're all done? Because it's like everybody's fishing for every little word to mean something. I will say, and have a meaning.
This is. I will say, and some of you fantasy readers, because I haven't read a shit ton of fantasy, because I was always I was more into history and shit like that when I read a lot more often. But this is the first, to my knowledge, where there was so many little, almost like you're saying a puzzle.
Yeah.
You're not saying there wasn't other writers that did hide. It was always foreshadowing. That's just part of story writing.
Yeah.
But like this puzzle, like you're saying, let's say like a puzzle. I think this is what makes this so unique. This series.
I know it's got me. It makes me. I mean, I've only read one complete book so far, and I want to go back and reread it because I'm scared shitless I missed something.
Exactly, and then you'll go back and pick up some more shit too, for damn sure. On Streamlabs, thank you to Randy Suimatsu. Go forth to Dallas. Appreciate the donation for
that is so cool,
Con of Thrones. All right, D Brown. Thank you, D. Not got, but wondering, James, what's your favorite sports championship win ever? 1980 U.S. hockey for me.
Wow.
Man, that's
all right. Off the top of my head, damn it, dude.
You want to come back
off
to
the top of my head when George Foreman knocked out Michael Moore in '94 and became the oldest heavyweight champ, and then just the fact that he got the Muhammad Ali monkey off his back. After being out of boxing for 10 years. That might be my favorite championship off the top of my head. And I can think of some other ones, I'm sure.
Yeah, there's that'd be hard for me. That'd be hard. Well, no, it would be for me. It would be for you. I know the numbers in your head. So I mean, and the boxing passion too. So
yeah,
probably overrides the other sports.
Well, I enjoyed the '88 World Series, Dodgers versus A's. When Kirk Gibson hit that home run. You remember that? I mean, off of Dennis Eckersley.
Vaguely.
His only bat in the whole series.
I was always the basketball kid, but I did watch baseball. I mean, I played.
I know yours would be.
I played some
basketball for sure.
Randy Suimatsu on Patreon. How about Gendry making Jaime a battle hand? Spiked or this sword attachment? Tyrion could help, like he designed Brand's saddle. I think we've talked about this before, cool, Randy. Yep. I think it's a great idea.
I think so
if you have a golden hand, you might as well have a Valyrian steel sword on it.
Yep.
Or interchangeable shit. I think it'd be very cool. Where he like throws the golden hand and pops open. And now he's got two blades. I mean, that's pretty damn cool, actually.
He's got an eating hand, a cooking hand, a sex hand.
What's that shaped like, James?
I have no idea. I'm a virgin, remember?
That's right. Oh, shit. I'm sure the chat's laughing right now. Rough Girl, have we seen the last of Craster's kids? No, because they're White Walkers. The remaining White Walkers, I should say. So, in that sense, no, they're coming. That's who's coming, is Craster's kids.
That's true, and I don't think of them that way.
Yeah, they are. But, yeah, I mean, that's... But, yeah, I mean, if you're talking about Gilly and Baby Sam, that obviously that's a daughter, wife, and then a son. We'll see how Baby Sam or Monster plays into the game. I don't think it's that big of a thing. I do think it's a side story. I don't think it's an in-game story is what I'm saying. Hoonjive on Patreon. Check Super Chat. Also, Amanda Kane, Mamma Mia, Proto Peach, I have questions for people. Great stream like always. Thank you, Hoon Jive.
Thank you, brother.
I am going to try to catch up here. I know I'm behind. I'm trying. I appreciate all you guys grabbing questions and stuff. Let's see. Oh, Runs of Squirrels. Here we go. Okay, super chat. Q&A. Jamie's Endgame. Just kidding, because he absolutely typed it twice. The third time, Runs of Squirrels. Damn it. No, thank you. Just kidding. Is my brother from another mother, Jon Snow, going to be a dragon rider and slay motherfuckers this final season? I hope so. I mean, I don't think there has to be dragon riders now. That was the big thing with the three heads of the dragon. There's got to be Jon. It's got to be Dany.
Yeah.
Books, it could be Fagon, even if he is a Blackfire. It could be Tyrion.
Correct.
It could be Jaime if Jaime and Cersei are actually Targaryens. Some dragon seed. They're all right, all three. I've never thought there had to be three dragon riders. I think the Night King was the big twist because he was your second. But I do think at some point that would be a good moment for Jon to embrace it and try it and get on Rhaegal or Drogon, either one.
True.
And ride a damn dragon. So I think he should. I think
he should too.
I think his confirmation would be that maybe not getting burned or actually getting on a dragon and it bonding, blood bond. It listens to him however they actually communicate.
Love the idea of that.
I think it should happen. I think it should be an absolute confirmation for everybody else around him who may not believe the story, even though Bran has the proof and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Because they're damn sure couldn't do it.
Yeah, you talked about that. Like maybe there was a scene where he didn't get burnt by dragon's fire or something, and that's confirmation. But dude, him hopping on one, and taking off, that's just as much.
Where it looks natural,
yes,
or something like that would be very cool. So yes, I think he will, and slay some motherfuckers this season. Very cool. Scott McCloy, a little help for the con. Thank you, Scott. I appreciate it.
That's awesome. Bro.
Undead Summer possible for season 8. Oh man, I mean, I would hate to see that, man.
I would too.
But I would kind of think it would kind of be kind of cool too. I don't know if they would do that now since we didn't see that after the cave scene, because they should have been like immediately after that. You would have seen during them whether it's chasing Bran or in season 7 with the Beyond the Wall. We would have already probably seen it, but they do have a more budget this year and more time. So they could. I would doubt it just based off of that, but I think it's possible.
I do too.
I think it's possible. Because technically you should have seen Hodor last year and Summer, right? But if they didn't do them last year, are they going to skip a year and then all of a sudden there's Summer
It's
again?
possible because they skipped Ghost.
That's true. Maybe this year they'll make up for it with Ghost and a live Ghost. Live Ghost and a Dead Summer.
That's very possible.
Oh, that'd suck. That would suck, and it would be awesome at the same time. It would suck. You know what I mean? Just because we were talking before about some of these other creatures. Anyway, so yeah, possible, but I doubt it. Coach O'Shea again. Thank you. Ice Cube. Thank you. Super chat. Who would you guys most like to see as a white? Cersei. You're on Cersei.
Yeah, probably
people
Cersei.
who didn't
be honest with you.
never believed in. I wanted to see Littlefinger actually as a white.
Yeah.
Because he didn't. I want to see him see the White Walkers and realize that this whole game that he played,
Yeah.
and he never accounted for the supernatural because he didn't believe in it. Anybody that thinks it's all bullshit, like any northern person,
Needs to
kind of believes in it still, even though they think it's, they at least are aware of all the tales. But people in the South, this think it's all bullshit, and the northern people are crazy. So anybody like that, dude. But yeah, I think that'd be kind of cool. Maybe yes, yes, Sansa for sure. Maybe we'll get in the book Stoneheart, dies again by hopefully Arya's hand, and then we'll see a white Stoneheart, Catelyn. That'd be kind of cool. You know how I feel about that. But
Richard Martin says Qyburn.
Yes, Qyburn. Yeah, that's a good point.
That's
being
poetic.
kind of the poetic thing with him with his necromancy shit and all that with the mountain. Definitely, I do think we'll see a white mountain.
I do too.
I think that can happen.
I think he'll snatch the controls right from Qyburn.
Yeah, exactly. Game Ball can happen now. Whether he's dead in one way or another, who cares, right? I guess. I don't know. I guess it really doesn't matter. Okay, so we've been going 1 hour and 20 minutes, so let's take a little stretcher.
Yeah.
We'll do that, and I'll hit play on the music, guys. but I can't promise you it's going to work. I'm telling you, I was sitting here for 5 minutes trying to figure out what's going on. Let me check this again. It's on the right device. I don't know. So I'll play the music. But if nothing plays, I apologize. I don't want to stop and start the stream just to try to fix music. Otherwise, it'll be 2 different videos again, like happens when we lose OBS.
I like the big question marks
Oh, that's
from the moderators.
yeah. Okay, cool. I hadn't even seen that. So yeah,
really
I'll
neat.
grab that Proto Peach. I do see that from Fractured. So we'll grab that when we get back. So give us a couple minutes, and we'll be right back. Okay, we are back. We're back.
Right back.
And in living color. Yeah, 314. What was it? 400.
400. Yep.
Alrighty, let's see here. Proto Peach had a question from Fractured, correct? Yes. Everyone obsessed is with what Ned said under the axe, but I want to know who Dario prays to when he sees Danny burn the cows. I don't know if Dario would pray to anybody. I think he just kind of looked at Jorah, right, and just knelt, like, because he didn't really know what to do. He had never seen that power before.
Yeah.
So I don't think he would pray to anybody. Unless you're trying to insinuate there, Fracture, that he's somebody else, maybe. I don't know, like, faceless man type thing or something. But no, I don't think Dario is very religious at all. So I don't think he'd pray. I think he just kind of did what everybody else was doing. Like, let me just kneel down. But he was kind of probably in awe.
I'm sure.
Of her walking out of a burning hut.
Hell yeah.
So, okay. Where was we? Where were we at? Matt C. Super Chat. Thank you, Matt. I don't see a question there. Matt, I don't know if you meant to have one. If you did, please try to get a moderator to grab that for you. And Coach O'Shea. Okay. We just got coaches. We missed Matt's there. I apologize, Matt, if I missed that before. I think we're good there then. So
yep.
Coach was asking who would like to see it as a white. All right, and let's see. I know Lala Gig's going somewhere. I think somebody said Lala Gig. Bye Lala Gig if you're going. I didn't see everything. It kind of jumped down again. Amanda Kane has a question from John C. Q&A regarding the 13th LC Lord Commander. They speak of King Beyond the Wall, who in their right mind is going to live on the wrong side of the wall only a few hundred years after the Long Night. I mean, that's just what the Wildlings did. They didn't want to be a part of a system.
That's right.
But you're talking about Jorman, the old King Beyond the Wall, before Mance, but really it wasn't really kings. It's just more of a, I guess, we don't really know a lot about Jorman, but Mance, in a sense, was just like a coordinator. Got to coordinate.
Yeah, you
know it was coming. They just their whole thing. They don't want to kneel. They want freedom. They don't worry about kings, and even Mance is no better than anybody else. He's just kind of the coordinator. Really, they just kind of, that's the name that was kind of given to him.
Yeah, if they didn't want to, they go on those raids or whatever, beyond the wall, or not beyond the wall, but they cross the wall, go do their thing, pillage, and then go back.
Yeah.
They could be free.
But I guess John's asking, regarding, since it was the 13th Lord Commander, and this was after the wall was built, after the Long Night, after that happened, he's saying, I guess, who would still stay up there knowing what just happened. I agree. But I think that's the thing. We just don't know what happened. We don't know if everybody was affected, if it was just, because how legends are. The Long Night or Dark. How true is that? As far as, did it affect everybody in the land, like old Nan says? She typically was right on a lot of things, but did it affect all the Wildlings? Separate groups that weren't even involved, that were already, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because you think that the first Long Night, everybody would be dead because White Walkers bring colder weather than usual, and bring the real winter and kill everybody, and then who would be there to repopulate? But somebody was.
There's a lot of land up there.
So we just don't know enough about the original Long Night and all that good stuff. And everybody, of course, still has questions about the 13th Lord Commander and the Bride of Ice and all that kind of stuff, whatever. The White Walker female, supposedly. Just don't have enough information about it. But yeah, I agree.
I wouldn't have stayed.
Yeah. If I was up there and knew this shit went on and they somehow won, which obviously wasn't a real victory, it was more of a plea or a pact, whatever that is. Maybe it was the sacrifice thing. That's why. And so for example, if you're a Wildling and you know what Craster does, you're safe as long as Craster's giving those sacrifices. So so you can have your cake and eat it too, so to speak, as far as I want to live free, but I also don't have to deal with the White Walker threat that I know is real because Craster's taking care of it. So that's why they didn't fuck with Craster. They hated him, but they didn't fuck with him.
Yeah.
He had protection too. I guess, in a way. So yeah, it's really odd. It's really odd.
So what was the deal with them killing the wildlings in the very beginning? That's them sending messages.
I think with definitely with letting Will in the show survive and the symbol, yeah, it seemed to be a message. But they're just building their army. They seem to be taking out wildlings everywhere first, and probably a lot more before that actually happened in the prologue.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Starting
to get more whites.
Starting to build their army. So. And leaving, like you said, there's always like the Will thing or Garrett, leaving them alive to tell the tale, or leaving the symbol in the snow for people to find.
Yeah.
Basically telling them who they are, but we of course didn't know what that meant at the time.
Exactly.
Let's see. K-Dubs has a question from. I'm gonna try this again. Aganeska, is that right? Aganeska. Q&A, is the Night King a position/task? Like with Davy Jones, normal person on the Ice Throne makes a difference. Jon should take the throne, be normal King of Winter. I don't think that the Night King is a position. I think it's, first off, you got to remember the show is just using the Night King tale as a name for you say a Night King, not plural, to label the leader. The first White Walker. The books, there is no Night King yet that we know of. Whether they call him that or not, we'll see. If we do have a de facto leader. So I don't buy into the things about he needs to be replaced, and that's what they're after, because why would he want to be replaced? Why does he need to be replaced?
Yeah.
Does he, if he wants, you know what I mean? I just don't buy that being handed down to another White Walker, like the right, maybe, I don't see why.
Yeah, we don't know.
Because if that's the case, it would have already happened a couple times in 8,000 years, right? You would think.
You would think.
But obviously in the show, that's exactly the same person, the first one. So it's not been handed down before. So yeah, I don't think it's a position. I just think it's the label for the leader, if that makes any sense.
The first one.
Karen W. Q&A, do you guys think Melisandre will want to sacrifice little Sam like she did Shireen? Show Melisandre right now, I don't think she'll want to sacrifice anybody else. I mean, I know she may, or because I think she's kind of seeing the show Melisandre. Obviously, we're not there yet in the books. But yeah, she sees the errors she's made. I think she truly regrets some of the things and all that stuff, and the whole Stannis thing and Shireen. So I don't think she would want to burn baby Sam. I think she sees that she still knows there's a power there, but she doesn't understand it. So I don't know if she would go back that route after what, you know what I mean? Show Melisandre. We're way ahead, so I can't even. Nobody could say for the book Melisandre. Let's see here. A couple. I saw a super chat, but I'll grab a couple of these Patreons. Randy Suimatsu on Patreon. Thank you, Randy, again. The reason people read so much into God is because there is a right thread, but the stories are so rich in texture, there are a lot of possibilities.
Yeah, there are a lot of possibilities.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Absolutely. And he puts all those there to have us kind of going down different rabbit holes. I think that's the genius of his writing. Not that it's like you were saying, this huge jigsaw puzzle that was. I think that developed over time. You know what I mean?
think it's a lot of happy coincidences.
Could be. Mark Northwood, thank you, Mark, on Patreon. Hey guys, great job as normal. Who would Dany's third betrayal be if it happens? I think it probably related to Jon, and Mark's referring to a book-only thing. I have actually some older videos. They're probably pretty cringy on the House of the Undying visions in the books. They're a lot different. There's a lot more. Riddick's up in here. Say hello.
Hey,
would you like to say hello? Would you like to get on? You have to come back here.
You gotta come over here. You know where to go.
Come back here. He's just walking by here. You can't see him. Okay, now he's going back to his couch. But yeah, I mean, in the show, it's very watered down as far as the visions and the House of the Undying. Dany has 3 mounts. She must 3 mounts and 3 fires and 3 treasons. She will know apparently, and I think it relates to Jon. But let me say this: I don't think it relates to Jon stabbing her in the fucking heart. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's it's that kind of literal treason or physical, I should say, treason, I guess. But something that he has to do to save the place, save the world, or whatever it may be. I'm not really sure, but I think it relates to John because I think her third mount for love is John. I think her third, I think they're related in the sense of the order those are in. And it's hard to explain if you hadn't, because I got a video set, again, it's like 4. It's like a 4-part miniseries. They're really old now and probably pretty cringy, but it goes over each. I don't even want to watch them. I don't even want to imagine what they sound like or look like. But yeah, they go over each of those and what they possibly mean. So yeah, find that. I think it's a separate little playlist. But they're pretty old. They're pretty old. And but anyway, if you break it down like that, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Because they're a little more organized. K-Dubs, damn it, where'd it go? Okay. Thank you, K-Dubs. We might one get a golden sex hand, asking for a friend in the chat. Where might one get a golden sex hand? I don't know. Who's the friend, K-Dub? where
Would you take a silver one?
You know where to get a silver one?
Yes.
Or maybe pewter. How about pewter?
Yeah.
What's wrong with the pewter? Yeah.
The pewter. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we better just shut the fuck up. I don't know, man. There's probably a website for that, K. I'm sure. I have no doubt that there probably is something on some website where you could order a golden sex hand. I'm sure it's out there. No doubt. But I don't know. I'll find out from my friend and let you know. Michael Smith. Thank you, Michael. Rewatching season 5, episode 5, I found it interesting that Maester Aemon gave Jon or Aegon the same advice that he had given to his brother Aegon V, Egg, to kill the boy and let the man be born. That was a big moment of foreshadowing. It absolutely was, and now you know what that meant.
Come on, buddy.
Why he kind of all of a sudden gave him that advice, and why he saw something in Jon, but a lot of people think he knew.
It's possible.
I think it's possible. I think it's possible, more than likely, that because Rhaegar and Aemon kept in correspondence.
Yeah.
So he could have known Rhaegar had a son, but he wouldn't have known necessarily who it was. So I think I don't think that Maester Aemon
he could
knew
do the math though. When he came up and said, "I'm Ned Stark's bastard son,"
if he knew the details. But then again, on the other side of that is you have the conversations about a Targaryen alone in the world. When he, in the same conversation, he tells Jon, Dany's over there alone in the world, and that's a terrible thing. Or no, I'm sorry, to Sam, and Jon walks in, of course, during that scene. So you have the other conversations also with Aemon talking about the prince that was promised, and he believes that it's Dany because she has dragons. Mm-hmm. So he don't mention Jon in those scenes, or that dialogue. So I don't know. I think it's more than likely Riddick, you're going to scratch the carpet up and lay down? That's all right. Go ahead, buddy. Anyway, so yeah, I think it's possible. But maybe just the son in general, but not specifically who. Alrighty, let's see here. Sassy Pants 824. Thank you, Sassy Pants. I do not see a question though. I don't know if you meant to have one. By the way, guys, if you do happen to drop a super chat, sometimes it's hard to see. I think she's probably on iOS because I see the weird number. There's a line right above where you slide the slider to type in your question, and some people don't see that. So if you meant to have a question, try to get that to a moderator. Let's see here. J-Stom, what's up, J-Stom? This is my
what's up, buddy?
This is J-Stom. Tell him what place did I finish yesterday. Just saying. I don't know if I really have a second or a damn 99. It's horrible. Anyway, so J-Stom and I have been playing. We played some Fortnite the other night on the Twitch channel. So we'll be doing some more duos and stuff on there. A lot of people believe that in direwolves relate to their owners. Do you think Sansa could die because of something Arya does, just like Lady was killed for something Nymeria did? That's a good point.
Right.
Yeah. That's true. So you think about Lady.
Yeah.
Could relate. It could be kind of a reverse thing for them, you know. Like maybe Arya does become the lady, even though she says straight up she don't want to be a lady. That's a good idea. It's not a bad thought. They could twist twist it there a little bit with the names, but I don't know. I think Sansa could die, but I don't know if we lose that other Stark.
Yeah, that's a good parallel right there. If in fact that was part of the plan, you know, to have something
with their names.
The names, yeah, that would be foreshadowing Sansa dying for something Arya did.
Yeah, it's certainly possible. So yeah, that's a good thought. Let's see here. Let's see. Herb's got a Q&A picture of this. John and Dany's child is born, but it has eyes similar to the White Walkers, but red. Thoughts? Kind of cool thought, I guess, but I don't think so because why? I mean, what Targaryens have purple eyes already. That would just be another Targaryen, basically. 3/4 Targaryen, I guess you could say. So I don't think there's any equivalent on the fire side for whites, is what you're saying. Kind of, I don't know if I like the fire white thing that people brought up with the interview with Beric. I don't buy that he said that in that way with the context, and people kind of assign that to John. Obviously, Beric has to die again. He has a heartbeat and blood, and he bleeds, you know, and all
Absolutely,
that shit.
yeah.
So I'd have to see that. But anyway, yeah, I don't know if there's an equivalent on the fire side of the world, so to speak, the Valyrian side to the whites and the ice side or whatever, the first men side type thing. But we'll see. Let's see here. Yes, Wayward Soul, put your question in there. I'm trying to see where are we at. Here's Marilyn Bentley. What's up, Marilyn? Yes, Jake from State Farm. Sansa marries Hot Pie. I could see it. Definitely gonna happen. Oh Lord. I don't think we'll see Hot Pie again, unfortunately, on the show. I think that was it. That was the little reunion, and let's see here. Is my chat not going? What's going on here?
Yeah, I would just go back up like you were.
Yeah, I guess because
I saw there was a question right before Herb's.
All right, let me check this really quick. It seems like it'll slow down and all of a sudden it'll just fly by. D Brown over here. Thank you, D Brown. No question, just a donation for Con. Thank you so much, D Brown. You are too kind.
That's awesome.
Being a Patreon as well as all the donations. Thank you so much, D Brown.
Thank you.
Let's see, where are we at here? Okay, let's see. Ian Gossett has a question. Q&A thoughts on the fan fiction-y Season 8 plot leak regarding... Whoa, am I about to read? Okay, I can't...
I just read that first sentence.
Did I... Okay.
You skipped it, yeah.
I can't... Did I read? So
No,
I can't read that. I'm sorry. Sorry. I can't... I don't buy... I will say whatever... be careful with those, by the way, in the chat, in case. But I don't believe that there's any leaks out there that are real. I just can't... I can't believe... I mean, yes, it's possible, obviously. I can't believe that after last year, the leaks, and then that ended up apparently being true, and then the leaked episode that came out early. I can't... With this year, the way they're doing it is they are electronic-only scripts that the actors get, and if they do it the way they used to, I'm not completely sure about this one, they only get their own parts, their own scenes. So that's why before, you would always see the actors say in interviews, right, they're still huge fans and watch the show because they didn't film with them forever.
Yeah,
they wanted to
read
see
it.
They didn't read their stuff to know what happened with Danny across the Narrow Sea.
Yeah, that's
so
cool.
Now that they're all together though, it's probably a little different. They are in this kind of same locations. But yeah, I'm sorry I didn't want to read that and spoil anything just in case. So I apologize. Celine has a question from the Wayward Souls. Thank you, Celine. And Wayward Souls, Will the Night King army decompose like the hand that was brought up to King's Landing, the hand that was brought by the Night's Watch? I don't know. Like, it's kind of like we were talking about with The Walking Dead last week. The Walking Dead, if you don't watch The Walking Dead, the walkers, even though they're walking around biting people or whatever, they do decompose over time, so they will. If they don't eat, they will die eventually. We don't really know. While they're under the spell of magic, do they still decompose? Or, you know what I mean? We just don't know. I would imagine, but then again, you got skeletons popping up out of the ground right before Bran goes to the cave.
Yeah.
You know, that's where you got to suspend disbelief because there's no ligaments to hold bones together. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't imagine, I guess, in this world, as far as the rules of magic, that can be a little bit ignored on the TV show. I guess they wouldn't until they're killed with dragon glass now, I guess. I don't really know. I can't really say. You would think so, but I guess, magic, right? Magic. Good night, Herb.
Good night, Herb. That would suck if they did start decomposing, and then you just have to replenish and keep replenishing as that fell off.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's the case.
I mean, I guess I wouldn't imagine that they are, since it's kind of a magical thing. Wherever they're raised is when they stop decomposing.
Yes,
I guess
that's the way I look at it.
Until they're actually re-killed.
Exactly.
I guess.
Just busted up.
Busted up, whatever. Let's see here. Okay, so we got that one that Celine grabbed. All right. Roger Pitts, thank you, Roger, for the super chats.
Thank you so much.
We haven't heard always the Stark and Winterfell since season 1. Will the reasoning for that come up in either show or book? Dead Starks to fight Whites. I've said this before. I think the Stark and Winterfell thing may be a little bit of overthinking the prophetic type stuff like we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily buy that it's a hardcore something horrible is going to happen if a Stark actually leaves and there's no Stark in Winterfell at all times. So we've said before about the Whites, because at least a lot of people believe that the Crypts are involved, right?
Mm-hmm.
That if there's not a Stark there, if there's some kind of magical ward broken and they can be raised from the dead and spirits or whatever, kind of like the bronze swords are laid there over the laps in the first place. They says to keep the spirits in. So I don't really buy that, because if you think about it, everywhere else in the books, there are no spirits and things, right? There's no like things like that we know of. So but we said before that there's no bones left in the crypts. Very few.
Yeah.
Only very recent.
Know it. Yeah.
Only very recent people, because if the bronze swords already rusted away, there's no bones to be raised.
And the most recent are burnt.
Yeah.
Right.
Well. He said that's true though. Like for example, Rickon, right?
That's what I'm thinking.
John says, I'll have him put in the crypts beside my father. They brought his body to Winterfell.
Well, damn.
Did they burn it before and just kind of put his urn in there with a statue?
You would think if John had
any sense, he would.
Yeah.
So that's a great question there, actually.
See his brother.
Yeah. So anyway, Roger, to get back to the point, I think only the most recent. Right. I think only the most recent Starks, like in the last, say, 20, 30 years, that were possibly down there, could be raised by the Night King or whatever. So I don't think that a Stark in Winterfell relates to protecting the Kings of Winter and all that kind of stuff, because there's nothing left. I mean, there's literally nothing left but ash. So anyway, let's see. Randy Sumatsu also
Has it been that long? I'm sorry.
What's that?
Has it been since season 1? I feel like I've heard it since then, but maybe it's just because I heard it.
Yeah, because season 2, they're out. Yeah, I mean they're split up. They're gone. Basically, Arya's already out of there, right? Yeah, she's in Harrenhal. So yeah, there's no Robb is about to lose the war in season 2. So I guess Bran's there for a while. He's still there when Theon takes over.
And
that
there's
kind of
no
stuff.
time when like he and Catelyn are out there, in the war, and in those tents that it was ever said or anything.
I don't. Yeah, I guess. I don't think so. I think you're right, Roger.
That's cool.
Randy Suimatsu. This is the first time I've seen Super Chat on iOS. Guess I should use it. Thank you, Randy, for the Super chat donation. Yeah, I discovered it worked the other week. They finally updated it, but it's really odd. You can only do these odd, like you can't do a round number. I was on Teflon stream a week ago, and I donated a super chat to Teflon from my phone, Tony Teflon's channel, and it wouldn't let me pick anything but like whatever, like $5.99, $6.99, $7.99. It's weird.
That is weird.
It won't let you like pick $10 or whatever. So yes, that's how you can tell the iOS donations, I guess. I don't know what the meaning of the 99-cent thing is. But anyway, thank you, Randy. Appreciate that. Alrighty. Okay, Proto Peach has a question from Ashley Marie. Q&A. Do you think Varys is connected with the Golden Company and will come to play when they arrive in Westeros? I think it's certainly possible with all the planning of Illyrio and Varys and all that, but I think Jorah's the bigger connection there because Jorah was part of the Golden Company. In the books, it'd be different because Tyrion's involved with the Golden Company as well. But it could be something where Varys had this, he had birds everywhere, including Essos, so that may be possible where he's the key to like saying, who Cersei wants you to fight, right? And they're like in the books or show, it would be a Targaryen, Blackfire, kind of all in one now, and they'll be like, oh wait a minute, she's a Targaryen, and oh okay, yeah, we're on her side, that type of thing. Yeah. So I think it's possible because I would like to see Varys before he dies have one last cool something that he arranged or had a part in, whether that's say the death of Qyburn, which I'd really love.
That would be cool.
Or the Golden Company, that would be kind of cool, but I would prefer the Qyburn thing, because I think Jorah could play a big role in talking to the Golden Company. That would be kind of cool, but it's a good thought. Let's see here. A super chat from Andrea Combs. Thank you, Andrea.
Thank you.
Could Dany being betrayed for love, is Cersei not honoring the agreement to send her army because of her unborn child? That's certainly a possibility. It didn't say that it had to be a direct love with Dany type of thing, so that's certainly possible. But we'll see how the whole book thing comes, since this is only the betrayals and all that are in the books. But I would imagine it would be similar with Cersei as far as that goes. But here's the thing: in the show, at least, did Cersei not send, basically betray them or will betray them in season 7 officially? It's already kind of happened between her and Jaime, but he's the only one that knows. Yeah. She was going to do that regardless, right? Regardless if she was pregnant, right? I would think. She just hates She calls her a foreign whore and, and all this shit. I think she would have done it regardless of her.
But they showed her that white, man. I just don't get how she is still so fucking caught up in the bullshit after that.
Yeah, exactly. It's so insane.
It really shows how deep her crazy runs.
Exactly. You see something like that right in your face.
Yeah.
And then
it charged her, dude.
And then she just walks off but she honestly, but it's like everything else, especially book Cersei. She thinks she's intelligent. Absolutely. She plans this bullshit and everything, like the whole High Sparrow thing. Oh, I'm going to reinstate the Faith Militant.
Oh, boy, wasn't that a backfire?
And that backfired. So it's the same kind of shit. So, yeah, she was never going to help them. She honestly thinks that whoever wins the war up north, they can defeat you know what I mean? She thinks they're honestly going to just kill each other. And the Lannisters are easily, with the Golden Company, is going to easily just take over.
I think I could love the crazy out of her. I swear, dude.
Can we get that for season 8 casting call? We need Cersei redeemed.
She wouldn't be
with the James Love. I don't know. Maybe it's possible. Maybe she's not too far gone. But you got some loving to do, boy. Let me tell you.
Oh shit! I know. My work's cut out for me.
Oh shit. Anyway, let's see. I saw one from a Xiaomi, I believe. Do you think that at some point, welcome Xiaomi, I don't recognize the name.
I don't either. That's cool.
Do you think at some point there's going to be a love triangle between Jon, Sansa, and Dany, or do you think, and then it cuts off? So, in short, no. I don't ever see Jon and Sansa being close like that. I just don't. That would be remember the original plan was Arya and Tyrion and Jon to have a love triangle in the original outline.
You got to be kidding me.
No,
Arya,
no.
Tyrion,
Once they
and
find,
Jon.
once they find out who he is, and they're not actually brother and sister.
That's an acute.
They had
triangle.
been so exactly cute. But I just can't see. I can't ever see Jon and Sansa being like attracted to one another in that way. Even if they find out, and he goes, oh, and she goes, oh, I don't think so. She treats him like an asshole, has all his life. So, because he's just a bastard, she don't acknowledge him as a brother, really, especially in the books. Let's see. What you?
Jay Storm.
What's that?
Jay Storm.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Marilyn Bentley's thank you, Marilyn's got a question from the chat. I don't know from who. Do you think that Jon and Dany will die in childbirth like her mother and Jon's? I've been saying it's possible. I keep thinking that Jon may have to survive this thing because he's kind of like he's died already. It could be he just dies again. Hey, hello, Legal Jedi. There's Legal Jedi. I hadn't seen your name yet. I think it's possible that would be kind of a bitter thing where, because can you have a happy of an, well, it still wouldn't be happy, but it'd be a good ending as far as the sweet part if Jon and Dany do both live and they have their child.
Sure.
I don't know. I mean, I'm fine with that, I guess, but
it don't feel like it's gonna happen.
I don't feel like it don't. Right. I feel like I got to choose one as well. We've talked about it on many live streams, and I've been kind of juggling it. I feel like I got to choose one, and I hate that. So I don't know. We'll see. But I think it is. I think if Dany's got to die, that is a very possible way she has to go. I can't see Dany dying by falling off a dragon, or the Night King stabs her, or I don't.
Dude, though, I wish you hadn't said falling off a dragon, because she refuses to have a
I
saddle.
know she won't lock
What
herself
the
in.
hell?
She just rides it bareback
That's crazy.
with the golden hand. I don't.
I just don't get it.
I don't understand.
Because I was scared, when he got shot with the scorpion bolt.
Yeah, she's literally just hanging on the scales. Yeah, I mean she's got some doe skin gloves on, but that's it. I know in the books, I'm pretty sure in the books that Tyrion will design a saddle for her, like he did Bran for the horse, because in the show, and we do hope, we said this before, we hope now that they've been shot, that they have the budget now to put in some armor.
Yes.
Put in a saddle or some kind of like Aegon stood up on the Valyrian.
Yeah, that picture you showed me.
Let's just have that, and then or saddle, whatever, but have a chest piece. Targaryen, that's all. Just a little something. Maybe a cool little what is that called? A something J in French, the little like a horse armor over, right here.
Yes.
That'd be kind of cool. That'd be very cool.
It would go right through the wing, and that really shouldn't affect much.
Yes, correct.
You just have to hit a bone perfectly in the wing.
Yeah, one of their fingers.
So
actually.
get this part here protected.
Exactly. I think they should. I think it'd be cool.
Jake from State Farm. Yeah, can we please set up a GoFundMe to get?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that, Jake. Let's set up a GoFundMe. I'm gonna start that now, actually. So you guys hold on a second, and I'm
that one.
Which this one, this Lucky Buck?
This Lucky Buck.
This Lucky Buck. That's a new name.
Very cool.
Welcome, this Lucky Buck. Which Greyjoy do you think will be in the end pay the iron price for the Iron Islands? I think that essentially the iron price is over for them with their agreement, which Yara and Theon plan on following. Mm-hmm. So they're not going to kill anymore and plunder and raid and rape and all that shit. That's the iron price. So they're going to have to change their ways if they, again, assuming they are listening, following Dany. They are in the show, and we're not even there close in the books.
They promised.
Now, obviously, Euron or Victarion in the books would pay the iron price for anything. They don't care. But we're not even close to where we are in the book, in the show, as far as that timeline so far as catching up. So yeah, I mean, I think Yara and Theon both are done with that way of life, and they're obviously they respect Yara and follow her, and they do hopefully Theon again after he took that ass whooping.
Oof,
and his
that was a rough one.
His gash took the hits for him, and he's kind of smiled. I think that way of life is over, at least for now, for the show. Alrighty, let's see. RT Sizzle with the super chat.
Thank you.
Let's see. Do you think Craster was related to Bloodraven? This would make him a Targaryen, also make baby Sam Targaryen, and do you think we'll see a Shy?
I'm buying into that RT Sizzle.
I do think there's something up with it. I talk about it in that video, RT Sizzle. The couple options there. That Bloodraven could be a father. It could be even Maester Aemon. But the reason Maester Aemon wouldn't fit as well is Maester Aemon is not a ranger, and he doesn't leave the wall.
Oh yeah.
So, but that didn't mean he couldn't, like Sam we saw, for example.
Yeah.
Left the wall with going to Craster's. So that doesn't mean Aemon's never ventured out, to White Tree perhaps. So I think, and he does mention the love of a newborn and stuff like that. Remember that part?
He does.
So if he knows about the love of a newborn,
yeah, and I actually thought so when he said that. I was thinking about that. Yeah.
So I think there's something to that, and I do talk about that a lot more in the other Secret Parents video. So find that for more detail. That's essentially what I'm saying.
The other maesters in that aspect.
What's that?
Where the other maesters would help with the birth of a child, he wouldn't have to worry about that up there.
That is true.
So why would he know all that? You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
Like I mean, he did have a life, I guess, before.
Prior
but
to going,
how honorable he is. He swore his life to being a maester to the Citadel when he was fairly young, and turned down the monarchy, for Christ's sake.
Unbelievable.
So, but like you said, sometimes when duty calls, what is duty compared to the love of a woman? That woman could have lived in White Tree, is all I'm saying.
And either way, Craster is half Targaryen.
Either way. Either one.
You said, basically half Stark.
Right, but because you have the same first man blood in the wildlings.
Right.
Exactly. So you got other proto-Starks that, whatever, that never became House Stark, that are still same blood.
Same blood.
So yeah, that's definitely a part of it, I think. It goes along with proto-Stark anyway, as far as the Night King. It fits all that. But yeah, I talked a little bit more detail about it in that video, so I definitely think there's something to it. Let's see. I believe Sassy Pants had another one here. There's just the one. Oh yes. So thank you, Sassy Pants 824 for the super chat again. Cersei watching herself decay as Night Queen forever seems fitting after talking about her mother and daughter / punishing Ellaria that way. Thoughts? Yeah. That's what I was saying, but I think she's got to actually die though. So I did mention the whole pale white throat. Is she already dead from drowning from some way, whether that's literal or metaphorical, and then Jaime choking her out. But there is something to. I like the idea of Cersei ended up being this queen, regardless of her having, because it wouldn't be Cersei anymore. She doesn't realize that,
right?
But just out of spite, she may do anything as long as they don't win. You know what I mean? So I think that would kind of be cool. I just don't know if we're going to have any kind of actual Night Queen type thing. Because I don't think that every backstory and every side story and the history stuff in World of Ice and Fire necessarily will repeat. You know what I mean? That there will be like a new Night Queen if there ever was one in the first place. What that story really means. Okay, so I guess what we'll do, we're at 2 hours. We'll take another little stretcher and do another little segment, I guess, if you're good with that. Yeah. If you guys still want to hang out, and then got a couple more.
Just curious, guys. Y'all say something in the chat. Did y'all happen to see that fake trailer that Chris put shared?
God, yes, yeah. We'll talk about that when we come back.
Let's do
that. I shared it on my Facebook page. Yes, Facebook page and Twitter. Twitter, yes. So go follow me there and look at that trailer for
if you haven't seen
Westeros, the series. It's not real.
It's not real,
It's
but
not
damn
real.
it, man.
But it is. I'm liking. I like it. I like it. So we'll talk about that when we get back. So give us a couple minutes, guys, and we'll be right back.
Meow. Meow. Meow.
Okay.
Meow.
I just like James beatboxing.
No, that was you. That was a good meow.
Oh shit! Figured little musical entertainment while you wait. Oh shit! All right, let's see. We had another question on Patreon from Mark Northard. Thank you, Mark. Q&A: What was Tyrion thinking when he stood outside the room on the boat? Yeah, a lot of people think that was some indication that he made some deal with Cersei. I just think it was more of a shit. This is going to be complicated.
Yeah, he looked awfully worried.
Yeah,
more than he did jealous.
And he kind of confirmed that in like one of the after that episode premiered, the little 5 minutes you get at the end of about the episode or whatever. Mm-hmm. He was basically saying, yeah, it's good, it's supposed to be good, but it's going to be complicated, not really good right now, type of thing, because he knows that Dany will risk more for Jon now. And she's supposed to have this vision to break the wheel, and like he said,
right.
if you die, we all die basically. All hope is lost for the new world you want to create, So I think it's more or less that. I don't think it's like a betrayal thing or whatever, where he promises Cersei that I think somebody had said before that Cersei's son or daughter could be the heir. He couldn't do that anyway.
Right.
So yeah, I don't buy the betrayal thing anyway. So. Anyway, let's see here. Excuse me. Cynical, thank you, Cynical, on Streamlabs. What do you think about Jon and the Night King fighting on Dragonback over the God's Eye? Then Jon leaps from his dragon onto Viserion to stab the Night King in the eye, like Daemon versus Aegon exactly during the dance with the dragons. I think it would be very cool to have a parallel moment like that. So. During the Dance of the Dragons, Daemon jumped versus Aegon. They were flying over the God's Eye, as specifically stated. Stabs him right in the eye, jumps off his dragon. They both fall to their deaths, but it was a decisive battle.
Wow! Yeah.
For the blacks, which were you had the blacks and the greens. So anyway, I think we have to see dragon on dragon air action.
I do too.
I think
we do too, yeah.
I mean, fighting, obviously. But yes, I do think we have to see that. And whether that's Dany and the Night King or, like we were talking about earlier, Jon, kind of showing his Targaryen and jumping on Rhaegal or something, or even Drogon, either one. I think we got to see, dragon on dragon in the air. We got to see an air battle for sure. So I think that will happen. Let's see.
Marilyn.
Marilyn Bentley. Real before that, I'm sorry.
Randy Sumatsu.
Randy. Okay, yeah. Well, wait a minute. We got. We got a couple. Okay, we were RTs. So we got Alexander. Thank you, Christman. Thank you, Alexander.
Thank you.
Do you think that Theon might have a bastard child out there? And if so, do you think it would affect the story at all? I think it's certainly possible. I mean, he's done a lot of. Hunting.
Yeah.
And so I don't see why he wouldn't. Almost, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that could be because somebody had asked it before, like if Theon and Yara both die or whatever, you could have another. It's almost like Jon Snow in a sense. This bastard, not really a bastard, but it still doesn't mean that people who are actually bastards can't have a life and be something.
Yeah.
In this new world.
Yeah.
That's what I mean about the change. So I think it's certainly possible.
Itself.
Yeah, I don't think it would affect the major arc of the story, I guess you could say, or the threads, or the arc, or the main plot points. But a thread of this story is about your last name don't mean shit.
Yeah.
Or whether you have a last name.
Yeah.
So I do think that would
Gendry.
fit. I do think that would fit. So I certainly think it's possible. Okay, so now we have Randy Sumatsu. Thank you, Randy. The Night King has a love attachment for Cersei. A lot of people think that he's coming for her, or going to King's Landing, not the God's Eye or whatever. Maybe that's his goal, is to go see this Iron Throne that everybody's been fighting about and bleeding over for 8,000 years. Or not 8,000 years, but the last couple hundred years. But he's been sitting back waiting for whatever. But that's what. That's why I don't buy it. Because
Has he been waiting on a woman, evil enough and willing? He don't want to like get a little baby girl and raise it up. He literally wants a grown woman.
Maybe I don't. I mean, I don't buy that necessarily, but I mean, yeah, we don't know because it makes you wonder. Well, we do have the 13th Lord Commander, Knight's Queen type of story. So, yeah, I mean, you never know. And we were talking about earlier, Cersei, in her last moments, would do anything if assuming her child's gone. Even if she loses herself as not Cersei anymore, just so everybody else can't win. That's how far gone she'll be. Marilyn Bentley, thank you, Marilyn, for the super chat. Book, for you, do you think Stannis will actually make it to Winterfell to fight the Boltons? If so, do you think he has any chance against the Boltons? Oh, and James, look how far you've come. I do think that I used to think that Stannis would make it there and actually die, just kind of like the show. But now George Germ has said that he has a character that he decided to do a quote-unquote twist with. And I don't know if this was after the show, as far as Winds of Winter. But I think that character may be Stannis, so I think Stannis will survive, but I don't necessarily think he wins the battle, because if he wins the battle, what's the point for Jon to get out of the Night's Watch and all that kind of stuff? You know what I mean? So there is a lot more stuff going on. You have Mance Rayder still alive. He's in Winterfell for Jon. So Jon's kind of doing some politicking down there at Winterfell while he's Lord Commander in the book. So I tend to think that he will still lose, but he survives for a while. I don't think he's going to end up like Endgame in the books. But I do think he'll survive a little longer than Winterfell, but lose the battle in a similar way. Because I think that's the big Melisandre revelation. I think that's what makes her switch. You know what I mean? So I think it's
exactly right.
I think it's fairly similar, but Stannis will go on to do something, and I'm not sure what that twist is going to be. I have some ideas, but I'll wait for wins to see if we get some answers. But I think it'll be pretty similar in the sense of losing the battle. Let's see. Let's grab some more from the regular chat. I think everybody's kind of winding down here. It's
good night, squirrel.
1 o'clock. So I know some people were getting out. So night squirrels. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, artsy girl. Oh no, he's been working thousands of years building his armory and figuring out how to break through the wall just to tag Cersei. Honey, no strange is that good.
You don't know what it's like to be a man.
No, I mean I agree that I mean, and does he have the ability to know that Cersei's even down there and in power now or whatever? He's
got the ability to know if Jon's born or Dany's born or whatever he's reacting to.
Can he see things through like we were talking about, through the fire, through flames, through whatever, and the other way?
It's like, to me, 8,000 years alone, is a long freaking time.
That is true. That's a long time. Let's see here. Aaron. There's Aaron, Iron Knight, or Eerie Knight, I'm sorry. Aaron in the house, what up? You guys think, I will never say the word Aaron again. I don't think anybody says Aaron anymore. Camera is blurry? Is somebody saying? I'm sorry, Aaron, I'll get your question in a second. Celtic Moon, I don't know. Is it? It does look a little fucked up, don't it? Mm-hmm. But it has been. I don't know. It's time. This is. I got to get a new webcam. It's a piece of crap or old or something. It does look a little. I don't know. 360p or something. It's supposed to be 1080p and whatever, but no, it does look a little off. I don't know. Maybe YouTube's blurry. It looks better here than it does there. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I got to get a new one. Let's see. Aaron's asking, do you guys think they will cut Jaime's storyline short with only 6 episodes left? He has to kill his sister and do something honorable, and he needs a Valyrian hook. That's a good idea. Mm-hmm. A Valyrian steel hook hand. Yeah. Or at least another attachment, Aaron, Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, everybody. If you think about it, everybody's storyline's going to be cut a little short, if you think about it, right? Because the books have they have unlimited. He has unlimited time to play with and unlimited years to extend, and he can, obviously he's taken unlimited years to write the damn things.
Right.
So I think essentially that what you said is kind of what's left for Jaime. Kill Cersei, fulfill the Valonqar. Now, keep in mind, though, even in the show, they can skip the Cersei thing. There's no Valonqar piece in the Maggie the Frog.
Yeah.
So they don't have to do the Cersei thing at all. She can die anyway in the show, technically. And Jaime can just kind of be the hero. So they have more time for him just to be up north, getting back, kind of joining House Lannister and Stark, at least through him, and him becoming the heroic figure that he's meant to be or whatever, and then gets his page in the White Book. So they can skip if they need to, skip the Cersei thing, because we didn't get that Maggie the Frog piece in the show. So essentially, yes, everybody's will be cut shorter. They have to take a lot of shortcuts. So hopefully these episodes are a lot longer than just like 5 minutes extra per, you know what I mean? So we can get almost a full season. Wait a minute, hold on. Forrest Gamble.
No, Jake, you said I need to get a new webcam.
Oh, I see it now. First off, Forrest Gamble is our book called Winter is Coming Eventually. Exactly, Forrest, exactly. But I see what you're saying. Jake from State Farm, new camera. And what are you saying, Jake? You saying a new, what? A new mouse?
Doc says don't replace it.
I'm never replacing this mouse. This is an old-ass mouse I've had for years, and I love it. I actually have a new one still in the package. Riddick, what are you doing, Bo?
Oh, Mama Ogre, that's cool. At least you're still here.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah, we're up. We always start late and stay up late. We need to scoot to the left. Yeah, see that wobble? That was the dog. That was Riddick over here. He just moved the camera completely. We need to scoot to the left. I don't know which way that is now. Oh yeah, something. Yeah, Riddick definitely moved it before we got in here. Then, let's see. Sorry. Can we fix that any way a little bit? Definitely got moved. Riddick. James is kind of just down here in the corner. Sorry, guys. Riddick definitely hit that a couple times. Yeah. Let's see here. So we're about to wrap it up, so we won't worry about all that right now. Riddick's over here trying to get in the camera. Can you get in the frame?
Oh.
What are you asking for? What are you asking?
He
Come
just
back
put
here.
his paw on me.
Come back here, buddy, so everybody can see you. What? Let's see here. All right. Yes, he's trying to say hello, but he's also camera shy. Come around here.
Yeah,
Come back here. Come here, buddy. Look up. Look. Right. No.
Come here, buddy.
No, not around here.
Come here.
Hey, back here. Look. Come here. Look. Look. Right here. Come here. Look right here. There you go. Now look.
Look. Tell everybody. Say hey.
Look right there.
See him?
Can you? There he is. There. What are you doing? There. Just sit right there the whole time.
Good boy.
There you go. Good boy. All right. There's Riddick. Say hello. He's Riddick's visiting mail under the table. Yes, he is. Oh Lord. Just stay right there. Just stay the whole time. There, you can just join us. You little hit. What are you licking? He's down here licking. He's licking mail. Xiaomi, I'm trying to send a super chat, but it won't send. Thank you for trying. I don't know exactly what issue you're having. I apologize. I don't know how to help you. All I know is you pick an amount and type in a question and click purchase, and it goes through a little process to verify whatever, I guess. There's everybody saying hello to Riddick. He is a cool dog. Atsy girl. All right, let's see. Let me double check this, make sure we're good there.
You said we're going to talk about that trailer.
Oh, yes, the trailer, yes. Did they, I guess, yeah. So I posted on the Facebook page and Twitter a link to a fan-made trailer that is, it would technically be a sequel. Now, I know I've said I don't want sequels to GOT. I don't want any sequel Once the main story's done, no more.
But you weren't anticipating something.
But I wasn't anticipating something modern.
Right.
So go to the Facebook page while you're there, like it, or the Twitter, and follow it, and look at that link. It's very recent. And check that out. And some people were saying they saw it, Celtic, Donna, Toby Moss.
Really cool.
I thought it was a cool
concept. Yeah.
Yes. A modern time, essentially. The wall's still there. They're in Westeros, but it's a very modern city or country now. Like the highway beside the wall. But you have these
so cool.
families that are still Lannisters and Targaryens even. In a modern time, so there's still some political backstabbing, it looks like, going on. It's completely, it looks professional as hell. I mean, it looks
shadow.
like it's and then you get the shadow over the city of a dragon.
That looked cool.
Targaryen, it's like the Targaryens have been, I don't know, pushed away for a while, or like almost like the regular show or book series. They've been gone for a while, now they're back. And the prime minister or something was a Lannister. That looked cool. Go check that out. I mean, yes, technically it would be a sequel, but it's so far in the future that it wouldn't really matter. It wouldn't affect if somebody if George R. R. Martin decided to write a 10-year later sequel, it wouldn't affect anything. I think it would be kind of cool.
Kudos to that fan.
If I just heard that idea, I'd be like, but once I saw that, I was like,
you're right. Yeah, if I would have just heard it.
It was done really well, really well. So anyway, that's all. That was basically it. But check out look how well done it is. Find that link on Facebook or YouTube or Twitter and check it out. Let's see here. All right. Let's see, Miss Bonkers 2011 Q&A. Let me stop it. Do you think Sansa could be infertile now due to abuse from Ramsay? She told Littlefinger she can still feel what he did. This may make her feel the need to help raise Dany/Jon's kid if they die. Certainly possible. Certainly possible.
Yeah.
What you got to remember though, Miss Bonkers too, is that's a show only thing, right? Sansa is not there. She is in the Eyrie in the books. Similar thing could happen. There's a guy named Harry who's an asshole who they kind of combine Ramsay with in the Eyrie. But for the show, certainly possible. I just don't. I mean, it had to be pretty bad, pretty damn bad. So I don't know. I don't know if we would get an answer like that, because I don't think they want to bring that up again. Honestly, as far as like what she went through, other than just kind of. The mention of it, like what I went through, but no details.
Right.
They took some hell for that one because that was kind of a made-up show-only scene, but it was to make it worse, to show Ramsay how bad he was, and also to help her, be a stronger character from that to survive it.
Yeah, you're right.
So that's what was for in the show. So it's certainly possible. I guess if that was the case, though, it would make her a little more eligible, I guess, for that, to help out if something happens to Jon and Dany. Excuse me. Battery. That is a new name I hadn't recognized. Welcome, Battery. You're talking about Nightbot. Yeah. He got you. Kind of got to have him though. Not necessarily in one of these, but during the season. Insane.
Yeah. Thousands and thousands.
There were so many bots and shit because we had 8,000 viewers. So kind of a necessary asshole, Nightbot is. So, but yeah, it's just caps and emojis, and that's designed not for you guys necessarily, but for bots that come in and try to push porn and shit. It's insane. Let's see.
I agree, Johnny Skinwalker. About Sansa.
What's that? What I miss?
It's Sansa needs to get laid.
Yeah. Yes. It would
in a romantic way.
Yes. Yeah. There you go. I mean, it's just like it's almost like Joffrey and that's how Tyrion and Bronn. He's infected with poison. Got to get some of that poison out. He won't be such a. But there's no cure for being a cunt. Let's see. The Knight's Deuce. Welcome, the Knight's Deuce. Q&A, since we would never hear the Night's King talk due to Mike Tyson being unavailable. So he was listening.
Yeah.
You've been listening.
That's right.
How much White Walker culture you think we'll get in the show? A small flashback can't explain their motives.
I know a small flashback cannot.
Yeah, that is true. I don't know. They would have to. I don't know if it's a good way to explain that.
Flashback. We need Bran.
You need Bran. You need Bran. I would think you would have something where Bran goes back, and if you see any culture, he goes there first and sees them how they act when they're not attacking people.
Agree. Yeah.
First, and see a little bit like that they're kind of normal in some way, but something then triggers the whole. Okay, it's time to go.
Yeah, they're
grab
sitting around to eat,
yeah.
And one of them says, "Hey, where are the women at?"
Yes, probably. It might be it. I mean, that's the oldest story in the book, right?
Where are the white women at?
Exactly. So, yeah, I mean, it may be, I don't know. I don't know how much of the actual culture we'll get. But I do think, regardless, we need a clear explanation, whether that involves their culture or just a motive. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But, yeah, in the book so far, we just don't have enough information about anything. The angry, nasty kind. Oh, shit. HHH 1200, they're making 6 movies. I guess you mean 6 episodes. How can't they find 15 minutes to show the backstory? I mean, I think they can. Yeah. I think they can. I mean, yeah.
Just saying one single more than that.
Yeah. It can't be one single flashback that lasts 30 seconds. Is all we're saying. Yeah, it have to be. I think kind of Bran following a path of like time, maybe, or seeing how they lived, and then coming up to what made them come back now. Let's see. Mama Or Q&A, do you think, guys, one of the House Valyrian swords could be the sword used in the final battle against the Night King at the God's Eye? Yeah, absolutely. I think it will be tried, but I don't think Valyrian steel will affect him. So that's what we've been saying. Unless you buy the Nisa type thing where there is some kind of magical flaming sword. Or if you believe Dawn comes back into the series, since it's kind of different, it's literally out of this world.
Right.
That could be, of course, the sword that could actually
buy
hurt him. Totally. I could buy that versus Valyrian steel.
Me too.
Because dragon glass is already in his chest. So maybe Dawn will will come back into the story. In the books, it's a lot more likely. All right, let's grab a couple more and get out of here. I know my throat is on fire, and I've talked too much and too loud. Marilyn Bentley, thank you, Marilyn, for the super chat. Forget Got. When are we getting more Cooking with Chris? Guess I'm the only one that remembers those vids. I need more North Carolina recipes. I'll pay for it.
He was talking about it today, Marilyn.
We were.
Just today.
We were actually talking about it. I know. I need to. I'm trying to read. I've got to keep eating. We've got to keep eating, so I got to keep the main channel going, which is hard enough with a podcast on top of that. So I've kind of, and then the YouTube or the gaming stuff is more or less when I'm done at night. I'll just stream while I'm playing a game, so it doesn't take up any editing time. But I need to get back on the vlog stuff, and we talked about it. And I'll actually do some real meals. You know, we can do some real stuff. I make fun of cooking shows, which I enjoy, but we can actually cook. Right. I know you don't believe that, but we can do it. But yes, I need to pay some attention to the vlog channel and all that stuff. But I'm in this, and we talk about it all the time. I'm in this phase of trying to figure out what's next. But the main channel's dying, and I'm trying to figure out why. And that's the bread and butter, obviously, to keep me from having to go back to work somewhere. So that's why I've kind of, I was, because my idea was, right, during the off season, I can pay more attention to the vlog channel and the gaming stuff and build that up a little bit, but not the case when it comes to the business side of things, unfortunately. But I do want to do some more stuff like that.
Local ass honey. He got some more recently.
I did get some more local ass honey, and I want to make a video and say that. I need to get a shirt. But only a few people would understand that if I say local ass honey on a shirt.
Good morning, Laura de Groot.
Good morning. watchers from around the world, or getting up really early if they're over here. Let's see here. Let's grab a couple more, and then we'll let you guys get out of here. Let me double check this over here. Well, okay, I'm not sure what just happened there. Mark says again on Patreon, could John actually sit on the throne? Thank you, Mark Nuthard. I think that the Iron Throne will be melted down. I've been saying that now for, we mentioned that a year and a half ago.
Right.
I think it kind of complete, whether Danny lives or dies or whatever, I think
Agreed.
John will know if he lives and she dies, for example, that she wanted the will to be broken, or he'll maybe even take it a step further and think, I'm going to melt the thing that my ancestor Aegon created to end this cycle.
Yes.
So I think the Iron Throne is gone, regardless of if John somehow temporarily is king. That Iron Throne will be melted down or destroyed, I think, by Dragonfire. I'm hoping.
Right.
So one way or the
visual.
other. Yeah, it'd be a great visual. It'd be a great way to end it, actually.
Sure. Since it was formed that way.
So yeah, I think could he sit a throne? Sure. That throne, no, or at least not more than a couple minutes before he decides to melt it down. Mike Colton also on Patreon. Thank you, Mike. It's official. Jerm releases his book Fire and Blood on November 12th. Yep. It's the history of Westeros from Aegon's conquest to the killing of the Mad King. Yep, and it's going to be, I believe it's, is it part 1 though? I'm not sure. Is it the complete thing? I was thinking it was 2 parts to Fire and Blood. I could be wrong. But yes, I actually put the cover out for that, the German cover that was released the other day as well on Twitter and Facebook, the Facebook page and all that. It looks really cool. So check that out as well. I put it's the only one that's available right now is the German cover, but the artwork's the same. It's just obviously German versus English on the front. So check that out on there as well. This looks really cool, and that is a book coming this year that is from Germ. And hopefully in 2019 we'll get the other book that we've been waiting on. Excuse me. All right, so let's grab 1 or 2 more from the regular chat. I think we're caught up with super chats and all those on Streamlabs. Let me triple check that. Last one we had was Cynical, so I think we're good there. All right, let's see. Miss Bonkers is saying, you consolidate your channel so that it's one getting the most traffic until you have set plan for where this channel will go. This is what I've been thinking about lately, but the reason I did it separately in the first place was because if I upload a video that's not Game of Thrones, then people will leave in some cases. And so I didn't know how people would like that or not, even though it'd be separate playlists and all that.
I mentioned that to him just the other day. I'm trying to, to me it makes sense, but he's thought about this a lot before I ever.
It made sense to me in the beginning because this is not. I didn't name it Smokescreen Game of Thrones.
Exactly.
It's an entertainment channel, so I could do anything. I mean, I can do what I want. Obviously, I'm not. But I'm trying to, like, if people don't like vlog stuff, they don't. I wanted to keep that in a separate space. If people don't like gaming, I want to keep that in a separate space, which is why I did the separate channels. But I have thought about it recently to combine everything back to the main channel and just have separate playlists. So I don't know. I'm thinking about it. We'll see. But I think the majority of the people on the gaming channel and the vlog channel are from here anyway. Just the few people that are interested in other stuff. So I don't know if it would really matter. It's just a separate place. So I don't know. I'm thinking about it, trying to figure it out. I just know people can be, and I understandably so. If I'm doing Game of Thrones and Westworld and whatever, mostly. Then a couple gaming videos coming out or a vlog, then people like, what is this? This is not what I came here for. So you kind of get trapped in a box. Which one? What were you pointing to?
Artsy girl.
Well, yeah. Where am I? Oh, okay. Artsy girl, did you get a local honeycomb and a jackass? Because I need to know what happens next. I'm not telling yet. But yes.
No spoilers here.
No, that's right. We don't do spoilers. Yes, we got a local honeycomb and a local jackass, and you will find out when we hit 100K, what happens next?
His local jackass wears tie-dye.
Exactly. Right. All right, let's see. Nathan, let me just grab Nathan because it's kind of the same point we made. Nathan Reginak, Q&A, what do you think about the Night King's motive that he's after baby Sam because he was Cratcher's 100th son and he has special bloodline powers because Cratcher is actually a Targaryen? We mentioned this earlier. I just don't think that a nice even round number means anything. I think it's kind of just cool, but I don't think that it's like the 100th is going to do anything special that the other White Walkers wouldn't already, as far as the other ones already turned. And I think that the main thing is about that is that, remember, they were active well before baby Sam was ever born. They were active in coming back and building their army and leaving messages and letting Will or Garrett live. Yep. All that stuff way before baby Sam. So I don't think baby Sam... I'm not saying he's not going to be as part of the side stories or whatever or part of the story, but not like the reason, the major Night King motivation thing.
No, and I don't think that's what anybody means. I don't think that's what they're saying. Any of them.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm just saying that.
Yeah, I don't think that's why they're saying he's, active now. I think they're saying he's going to be pivotal in this.
Oh, yeah, wait, sure. I mean, certainly could, but then you have, as far as the Targaryen thing, you have Targaryens. You have Dany, you have Jon, you have all these other, which one is, you know what I mean? What's special about him versus Jon or Dany? Or
because he was already promised to him.
Right.
So he's going to get what he was supposed to get. And
he
had a number in mind. Maybe he wanted 100. Maybe, you know what I mean?
Maybe so. Maybe, it could be something.
I agree with you. It's just going to be a little side plot thing.
Yeah. I'm not saying he's not going to be in the story. Yeah, I'm saying, just as far as like, that's the whole thing. He was just active before all that. But yeah, maybe, I don't know. It's magic.
And I think that's how Gilly's going to die. I mean, that's just, I told you a while ago I was thinking of something about baby Sam. I think we're going to lose Gilly.
Oh, man.
And I'm just trying to picture that because, like we've said for a long time, we're going to have to get in our mind that we're going to lose people we like. And so as I'm writing these people off, I'm trying to think, well, how are they going to die? And I think it's going to, with Gilly, it's going to be protecting her baby. She's going to die.
Let's see here. All right. Grab... Zach Reimer, stream on Twitch more. I actually do a lot, Zach. I didn't this week. This week I was I had some stuff going on and didn't post on YouTube either. Just kind of checking some stuff out behind the scenes, seeing what happens. So I apologize, but yes, I do stream on Twitch when I'm done. It's usually a little later at night. I started some around 10, 9:30, 10. Mm-hmm. But that's nights when I'm done editing and stuff like that. So, yeah, if you like hanging out, and whether you like video games or not, I've been playing Fortnite and Dead by Daylight. So I do stream on Twitch, and I've been doing that really, 3 or 4 times a week, pretty much. So, yeah, I will get back to that as well. So, for sure, Zach.
Somebody said, Agnieszka says, give us more of your dire wolf. During the break, he actually said, he's thinking about trying to set up a Riddick cam, and that would be really cool.
Yeah, he just, usually he's laying there upside down on the couch waiting for us, but he's been walking around lately. He's sitting right here beside me now, mad. So he won't stay in one place. So before he used to. I guess if I shut this door and had it locked again, he would, or not locked, but just latched, he would stay in there on the couch. I could just leave a separate camera on him.
That would be so
cool. We could do that. I can use maybe this camera when I get a new one and have 2 cameras going. That's not hard to do. So maybe we'll do that.
Terry T says we could ask Gilly at Con.
She's going to be there.
I know, man.
That's right. She's going to be there.
I'll be too intimidated to ask her.
Yeah.
You going to die protecting your baby.
Oh, man. John's asking him, speaking of Con of Thrones, which actors, John Haymaker, which actors are going to be at Con? So we got Gilly, Roz, young Hodor again, young Marcella again. Who am I missing? I'm missing a couple. Sirio again. And then the new addition again is Shay. So the new people, at least, are Shay, who did I just say? Gilly and Roz. That's the news.
Who's not coming back? Ramsey.
Ramsey's not coming back. We're calling him by their, yeah. So Ramsey's at least not confirmed yet. It could happen. They could still confirm other people. They say there's trying to get more. Yes, Roz is going to be there, Amanda Kane. So Roz, Shay, and
Roz would be a cool one.
Roz, Shay, and Gilly are the new ones, but they still have the older one, like the ones from last year. I mean, the actors. So Cyril Farrell is coming back. Young Hodor, young Marcella, those. So hopefully they'll have a couple more show up. I know. I've heard through the grapevine they're trying to get some big people. So I don't know if that means this year or perhaps next year if they do another Con of Thrones, maybe the last one probably, I would assume.
Be great.
If they try to get some bigger names. Not that Shay's not cool, I'm just saying, you know what I mean, like a Kit Harington or
I know.
Amelia Clark, whatever. So hopefully they'll add a few more before... No, have not, John. I know Jonathan Hammer. I told James that yes.
I didn't know that.
Roz and Shay were porn stars, and
I did not know that.
I told him that the other day. Yes, JPV's in one scene. He's been there twice, but these. I will say, look, man, I've talked to Zach quite a bit last year. Extremely expensive. I mean, let me tell you this: they lost a shit ton of money. When Melisandre Carice had to cancel at the last minute, they lost all that money, period. So you're talking about different grades or levels of actors. A Kit Harington, a Peter Dinklage, Amelia Clark is a lot different from, you know what I mean? Not saying, you know what I mean, how actors are A, B, so you know what I mean, whatever they label them.
And you're going to put that money out there knowing it could possibly be lost for good?
Exactly. So, I heard some details about it, and it's pretty insane. I couldn't imagine trying that, but we'll see. Hopefully they'll announce a few more people as well. We'll see before the con. We got, about 60 days, something like that, I believe. Maybe a little more than that, I guess. All right, let's grab one more and we'll get out of here. It's about 1:30. Yes, Kirsten Narn is a DJ. He's a DJ, and I've talked to somebody before that's they've met because he DJs there in the UK.
Wow.
Somebody that's used to comment on the channel for sure. But I was actually surprised when I saw that the first time.
That is
because
surprising.
He's got the tattoos and earrings and shit, and you see Hodor.
That blows my mind.
That's right, Doc Holiday. Protocon will be better and cheaper,
Hell,
and we'll
yes.
get Kit Harington. We'll get we'll get Amelia Clark, and maybe rather. I mean, I'm sorry, we'll just get Amelia Clark. Anyway. Let's see here. All right, so let's grab one more, and we'll get out of here. I am Red Herrings asks, in the show, Jorah told Dany he was in the Golden Company. Will this mean anything for season 6? I think it could. I think he could be the connection there because Jorah's got to have kind of everybody don't have to have an absolute purpose, but I think that's a good connection for Jorah to come back and be a contributor in a way, besides just another fighter.
Right.
To kind of maybe they meet in the field at the Golden Company and then they realize, hey, I know you.
Yep.
And then he says, you know who I serve, right?
Out.
Did she tell you what you were, kind of overriding Cersei and making them break that contract?
Yes.
So I think it is a huge possibility that Jorah is involved in that negotiation.
And that's season 8, I Am Red Herring. Sorry, just wanted to. I know it's probably a typo.
Oh yeah. For season 8 for sure. All right, so we'll get out of here. Yeah, everybody's already typing the time. They're ready to get out of here, I'm sure. So let me just triple check everything, make sure we're good. We're good on super chats and all that stuff. We're good on there, Streamlabs, and I think Patreon. Where'd my other browser go? I don't know how this got separated. And now it's just going to spin. So I think we're good there. But let me try to refresh it. What is this? What is this doing?
Unbelievable.
What is this hopping around? Ghost in the Machine.
That's odd. I think it's the mouse.
Hey, I could combine the beatboxing with the mouse with the meow.
With the meow. Do that.
And then we could have something. Yeah, absolutely. Riddick, we're
Cat and
almost done,
mouse.
buddy. I know you got to go. I know. Okay, so that's broke. Let me just do this really quick. Sorry, guys. Want to make sure that we're good on Patreon as well.
Yeah, I got some porn vids to search. Hurry up.
Yeah, that's right. Sybil is her first name. We'll find the rest.
Oh, that's down here. Sybil? Is that with a Y?
Yeah, it is actually. I think. Okay, I think we're good here on Patreon. Yep. So all right, so we're good there. So anyway, we'll get out of here. Let you guys get into bed and all that stuff. 3:29 p.m. in Australia. What's up, Deb? Q&A, Mama Or, can I adopt Riddick? No, that's my boy. Never. Can't have him. Dan, what are you doing over there? He's over there grunting about something. I don't know. He might be responding to you, Mama Org. Anyway, so yes, thank you guys for hanging out. Really appreciate it. Thank you for all the super chats and donations for Con of Thrones on Streamlabs and all the questions in the regular chat as well. We have fun doing this. Let me say this really quick. I was saying earlier about losing subs, and we don't know why. Remember, we would do these regardless of super chats and all that stuff.
Yeah.
We
always did.
When we started this thing before the season last year, we started at the 10:30 time slot because we were like, okay, this is going to be after the show to give us time to set up after we watch it live. And we didn't know nothing about super chats. They just started happening then, and then I was like, what is this? And don't think this is, I know some people were like, yeah, but that's part of the Patreon rewards thing too, that support this channel on a monthly basis. So I just want to make that clear. We would do this if there was no Patreon, if there were no super chats involved, whatever, because we just enjoy hanging out and talking to you guys about it. So anyway, yesterday, 1:30 p.m. in China. Damn, we got people in China too?
That's really cool.
Really cool, all over the world. So thank you, everybody. Really appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you, moderators. Good to see Celine back, by the way. But thank you to everybody. Carol Brown, Celine's back in the house, hopefully for good, Celine. Let's see. I think Jennifer. We had Amanda Kane here. Everybody here tonight. You know who you are. Doc Holliday, K Dubs, everybody, and the as far as mod, they don't get paid. They don't have to do this. They just do it because they like to hang out and help out. So really appreciate it. And thanks for watching, guys. I'm trying to think really quick. This week there will be videos this week. There may be quite a few videos this week actually. So we're gonna start a little something. I think,
we got something up our sleeve
to see if we can be fun little series, be quick little videos. But it can also be a lot more videos, and we'll see how that helps the channel as well. So, all right. So, yes, thank you. Yes, exactly, Anita. A round of applause. Thank you, moderators, as usual, for your outstanding performance. Lauren, hello, in Scotland, but the North. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Be sure to subscribe to get everything, and be sure to click that notification bell because at least half of you or a quarter of you, it'll work, and you'll get a notification.
That's right.
If I upload a new video.
And like this one on your way out tonight, if you haven't.
Yes. And please, by the way, on the in-game video, Game Over, Dragon Park 5, whatever you want to call it, please share that if you can. I know a lot of you guys have, but that video is kind of slowly trudging along, and I think it'll pick up as we get closer to the season. So I'd like to get that out there more, just saying, and see what can happen, and see what kind of feedback we can get. From the good feedback we've already gotten. So anyway, thank you guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.